last week, and I was like, what the
Yeah, it was
fuck
the
is
week
wrong
before.
with him? Larson.
Last fucking prime race. I mean, the same broadcast team's going to be on TNT, but TNT will have more commercials.
Right.
So TNT had my favorite NASCAR moment. Welcome back to Kentucky. Brad Keselowski's the leader. We'll be right back. I'll never forget that. I literally went, wait, what? What? Huh? I had put my phone down to look back to the races. They were back. Then we'll be right back. Literally that meme of John Travolta going. Saw Rikishi having a meltdown just because Jey Uso dropped the title back to Gunther so they can do Gunther versus Goldberg. So, oh, get the fuck over it. You'll probably get it back eventually. I doubt he's going to be a one-time, one-and-done guy.
Every time Jay loses like that, Rikishi always freaks the fuck out.
Then in the same interview, he talked about what a big Nikita Lyons fan he is. And I'm like, well, your son moves about as well in the ring as she does. Whoops. Just kidding. Jay's not that bad. It's just, you know. He's just a tag team guy that got really over, so of course they had to give him a fucking singles run.
I mean, they have to because he moves merch like fucking crazy.
The kids love to say yeet. Somebody called him Brain Rot Jeff Hardy, and I've not been the same ever since.
Pretty much.
Brain Rot Jeff Hardy. Bro, God, dude. People that weren't there don't understand. 2009 Jeff Hardy. Bigger than Cena. And then he leaves. He's got to be the worst businessman in the history of professional wrestling. I know he was hurt, but fucking A, dude. Go get the neck surgery, take some time off, and come back. Don't leave. He was massive. That whole run, 08, 09, right up until he left. Pocono. Sunset's at 8:30, so they got a good 4.5 hours. This race will take like 3 hours, maybe. Carl, you've talked me into it. I'm betting on Kyle Larson. Why not? Bet on fucking Kyle Larson. I'd be dumb to not take Kyle Larson at 9-1. Usually he's like 7 or more, 7-1, 6-1 or better. But because they didn't qualify worth the shit, they're 9-1. So Carl Edwards talked me into this. I'm betting on Kyle Larson.
It's just shit sometimes happens to him, man. I wouldn't trust betting on Kyle Larson.
How much do I want to bet on him? If I get $15 on the guy who's won more races than anybody in the last 5 seasons, I'll take that chance. $15 on Kyle Larson to win $150. I should have bet 100 or more on SVG last week. I thought about it. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to take Allmendinger and Larson because they'll be right there with him. 8 laps in, running 4th and 5th, plowed by Kyle Busch. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you very much, Kyle.
Literally what I was doing. So like I'm at work. I'm just like not really paying super close attention. I'm listening to music, but I look away from the TV. I look back, and Larson's already fucked. And I'm like, I just couldn't believe it.
And then Larson comes back out later and gets the fastest lap of the race after he's already fucking
So that tells
14
you what
down.
he could have done if he wouldn't have got fucking.
It would have been SVG, Gibbs, Larson, and AJ because AJ was just as good, and AJ was good with damage. And then the track dried out completely, and his arrow couldn't keep up with anybody. But he was moving through traffic when it was raining, and everybody was going slow.
Yep.
So if it had rained, I still think AJ would have had a chance to do well. Swag, 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 swag. Blame Carl Edwards. He talked me into it. They spelled disaster. The numbers don't lie, And they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
Oh, that promo. Oh, I'm still gonna argue that Scott Steiner is the greatest promo of all time in pro wrestling.
Oh, and WWE, we get it. Braun Breaker barks. That doesn't have to be his whole personality. Jesus Christ. That's all he's been doing is barking.
I'm sorry, but I knew something like this was gonna happen to him when he got linked with Rollins.
Burt Cush.
Oh, shit.
Notice he said fellow drivers. He wants to come back.
I just don't think a major team's gonna pick him up.
I would have to give Kurt, but if I was a major team, I'd be like, yes, Kurt, you've been good. You've driven a million different fucking cars. You've been good in all of them. Let's do this. And he was good right up until the wreck that ended his career.
The only way I would do it is I'd have to ask him, dude, how many years are you gonna give me? Like, how long are we doing this?
Ooh, maybe him and Kyle can be teammates at RCR. I wouldn't want to go to RCR. In Xfinity, I would.
Yeah.
I'll drive her Xfinity car. I like how RCR is like openly bitter that guys leave their team to go to better places. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, your Cup team sucks. Like, sorry, man. Be better.
Maybe if Richard Childress wouldn't let his two spoiled ass fucking grandsons take up two cars, maybe more guys would want to come
Well,
up.
give Ty credit. He's wasting another team's ride this year.
Yeah.
Pancakes. God, I want to go to IHOP every time I see that commercial. Say it. Yeah. Pancakes. I want to mess up chocolate chip pancakes with some whipped cream. That'd be,
Yeah.
or that banana chocolate pancake thing at Denny's.
I've had it.
Dump
It's
that
really good.
whipped cream all over that and just
But of course, I'm a sucker for bananas.
under the table at Denny's.
But yeah, they're I think they call them chocorona pancakes.
Chacarona pancake thing. Yeah. I'd kill for that right now. Planning on going to the race Saturday night. As of now, plans can change, but I'm planning on it right now. Was this the Eddie Murphy party all the time video? Rick James in the sound booth going,
One of the weirdest tracks NASCAR goes to, but one of the more fun ones.
yeah. It's so funny that I like Pocono because I admit the racing at Pocono is usually boring. But when them strategy races hit and the shit starts playing out, it's like, man, this is the greatest shit ever. It's a lot like a road course. It's got the road course strategy.
Yeah, that's why road course strategy works here.
Yeah. I never get tired of watching that Casey Kane wreck in 2010 and realize that Pocono didn't have a fence on the backstretch in 2010 until they saw Casey Kane get airborne and like hit the trees a little bit, and it was like, oh, maybe we should put a fucking fence there.
You think NASCAR?
Pocono notoriously has always been one of the most unsafe racetracks. They've done a lot to fix that, but at the end of the day, that fucking long front stretch into that steep turn one, we have seen a lot of people get hurt. Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Steve Park, Dale Jr., Bubba, Jimmy Johnson.
Safe for a long time because nothing normally happens at Pocono.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that 15% chance of rain became 100. At least it all broke up and fucked off.
I wonder if it's gonna make the racing weird because it rained, but now it's like super sunny.
I don't know what it is. You think this wouldn't affect anything, but rain delay races always turn out to be pretty odd in a good way. There's always something weird about rain delay races. I think that's why Pocono always winds up being so weird because it get the most rain delayed races of anywhere. Pocono and Daytona are just fighting for Pocono, Daytona, Michigan are fighting for the category of how many weather delays can we have. Daytona's become terrible for that in the last
That's
10
Florida.
years. Yeah, you would think it's always been that way, but if you look at the number of rain delays at Daytona pre 2009,
Yeah,
very little.
that's crazy.
After '09, it's like every goddamn year Daytona's delayed. It's
Was
like
this?
2009, a switch flipped, and the weather there is even more volatile than it's ever been. Don't ruin my day, Denny. I'm betting on Larson to come from behind and get this thing.
Honestly, Denny probably wouldn't even be the one I'd be worried about.
I can't believe Briscoe had better odds than Larson. I know Briscoe's doing pretty well, and he qualified sixth, and Gibbs is really good at Pocono, but I wouldn't have given Briscoe better odds than Larson no matter where Larson qualified.
I think it's because Vegas is counting on something to happen to Larson.
Yeah. He is kind of a guy either win or crash. He is like the epitome of that. Noah Gregson, 33rd in the standings. Oh, but he's so underrated. We have our new Corey LaJoy for people to cling on to. Oh, just give Noah a shot. It'll be
I
good.
know Junior likes him, but I don't know what Junior sees in him. I would love for Junior to sit down and explain it to us what he sees in Noah. I wonder if today's the day for Stenhouse to finally get his back on Osavar.
Depends.
If it's next week.
He's going to wait till Hosevar's having a top five day and Ricky's getting lapped or something. Ricky's gonna do it. Well, like we all know, and Diddy Hamlin has said on his part, "Oh, Ricky's gonna do it."
He's gonna do it. He's just waiting.
He is a man of his word.
He's just waiting, being patient.
Dylan said, sadly, he has to work tonight, so he's going to miss the race, but he wants to come in and say that God told him that John Hunter Nemechek wins the race today, making Ty Gibbs not as godly. Look at that top 10, though. Busher, Hosevar, Nemechek, Custer, Briscoe, Ty Gibbs, Suarez qualified top 10.
Leave it to Dylan since this is some out of pocket shit, but okay.
Yeah, Caden.
Top 10's weird.
Caden said he heard 35-year-old Austin Dillon and keeps forgetting how old he is. Yeah, you forget Austin Dillon's been in Cup for like 12 years now.
It has been 12
It's
fucking
been a
years,
long
hasn't it?
time, yes. His first Cup race was in 2012. He was part time in 2012 and 13.
I'm only 32, but fuck, it feels like I'm a boomer. Fuck. Well, I'm gonna be 32 next month. Still, next month is like right around the fucking corner for me.
Shout out to Brennan Poole and the real Slim Shady haircut. I don't know what he's thinking with that hair.
What the fuck is wrong with Brennan Poole? Who the fuck comes into NASCAR with a frosted fucking haircut?
Like it's 2002 or something.
That actually, that's triggering me. I don't like it. Somebody fucking take that asshole out. Ugh.
Bubba! Bubba's car broke before he left pit road on qualifying, so that's why he's got to start literally dead last. The thing broke before he even got off pit road.
What the fuck?
You know, the people that were sharing the fake article about him saying the white flag shouldn't be in a NASCAR race because it's racist were sharing that around.
How the fuck does his car break like that?
At least it did it in qualifying and not the race.
Yeah, that's true, because no one here would probably cause like a NASCAR pilot, but still, like,
This has been a strong Toyota racetrack. Toyota and Hendrick. This has been a big racetrack for them. When is the last time a Ford won Pocono? Off the top of my head, Harvick in 2020, and that's such an outlier. It was just because Harvick's Harvick.
And normally when he wins, it's usually random. It's not usually somewhere where you can predict.
Hey, look at Bubba and them playoff standings though. Hopefully they can get a good point stay today.
57 to the good.
I don't expect a new winner today. I would expect a repeat winner today.
Yeah. If not like a repeat from this year, then a repeat from recently.
Somebody who's already above the cut line, or a repeat winner from this year.
So all Bubba has to do is just
Get stage points. Play your strategy for stage points, and then just take what finish you can get, and it'll
yep,
probably be top
take what
15.
you can get. Don't try to be a freak about it.
Yeah. Hocevar starting third again. Oh, if Hocevar's running top five and he has to come up on Ricky at some point, yeah, today's the day. Ricky's going to do it when it hurts. Take your fucking top five or shot to win away.
Yeah, and I would imagine Ricky sucks dick at this track. So
Yeah, he's not great. He's going to be between 15th and 25th, probably.
Maybe. There might be.
I'm glad those teams, the 42 and the 43, are actually improving.
Yeah.
Larson's going to get wrecked in turn one, and I'll have wasted $15. uh,
That's Larson's luck, though. That's literally what happens to him. Oh, boy.
what? NASCAR is not going to throw a comp caution after rain? They're just going to let the stage caution be the comp yellow? They're learning. All right, Danny, I'm dropping the hammer.
Damn, 42 up Denny's ass.
Boy, Reddick and Herbst monster cars look identical from a distance this week.
Is there not something they can do to change that up?
Or is that? I'm thinking Gibbs and Reddick. Gibbs, Reddick, and Herbst. Although Gibbs has a green roof number, that's the big difference.
Okay,
Nemechek immediately hemorrhaging spots. I feel good about Briscoe today. Remember that when he fucks around and wins, and I didn't bet on him. I feel good about Briscoe today. Briscoe and Gibbs both actually. I would say Hamlin, Briscoe, Gibbs, Bell, and maybe a Hendrick car, even though they didn't qualify well. Push! Now what? Cindric got really loose there. Oh! Gregson just about wrecked Cindric. Gregson just about wiped Cindric out there. Justin Haley going, get me the fuck away from Gregson, and Larson said the same thing. That is why they pulled out of line so aggressively there. Ooh, 3 wide and 2. Damn, man.
I'm surprised Chase was able to make that
I'm
work.
surprised he didn't just back out of that.
Yeah, because normally when you go 3 wide, the guy is the guy that has to be like, fuck this shit.
And Vangisbergen don't know any better, so
Right.
he ain't gonna back out.
Chase had Bowman there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Zane Smith, 3 wide.
Whoa, Joey got squirrely, but he kept it. Definitely made Joey awkward.
Suarez is 7th.
He's keeping it so far.
Yeah. Started 10th and he's up to 7th.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Nemechek's the one that fell. Hocevar's fast, I can tell, because he drove away from the car behind him and he's pulling up on Busher.
So yeah, it looks like Osamar's got a little something, something today.
Yeah. Hocevar, fastest car on the racetrack.
So right now, the only thing that probably is gonna fuck him is pit road.
Pit road and wondering where Ricky Stenhouse is, because
That too.
you're not going to deal with a lot of lap shit at Pocono because it's so big, but at some point today during green flag stops or something, you're going to be around a lap car or two.
Well, Ricky right now is 29th, so we'll have to see if Ricky
Yeah.
keeps falling.
If he's one of the first ones to get lapped, Hocevar will definitely see him today.
That's gonna be shit.
Ricky, if you're going to wreck him, do it in turn 3. Turn 2 or turn 3. Don't do it in turn 1. That's really scary.
But it's that clean air though.
Yeah.
That's what's making all the difference right now.
I like they mentioned something in Mexico we've never thought about before because there's never been a NASCAR race at altitude. Mexico City was like over a mile in the sky. It's way above sea level. They said that long front stretch on the Mexico road course, the draft didn't work. There's no air up there.
That makes a lot of
The
sense.
draft only works when you've got air pushing on you, so you get behind somebody to block the air and you suck up. Don't work in Mexico City. There's no air up there.
So when you get to that long front stretch, what the fuck are you gonna do?
So
You have to eat it?
so if we pick Daytona up and put it on the top of a mountain, it wouldn't be as good because the draft wouldn't work. And I was like, I can't believe I never thought of this. But they're right. There's no air, so you're not pushing up against any air.
So all we
Lead change. How did Busher get that run on Hamlin there?
he's looking, but he
Can't get it.
Can't get it.
He must have had a great run off of 3 down the front stretch.
So what you're saying is all we have to do is just take Florida and just fucking shoot it up the fucking Rocky Mountain.
Pick it up and take it somewhere else.
So Busher had a look there, but couldn't do nothing with it, and now he's.
The difference between Hamlin and Busher right now is Busher has to push. Hamlin just has to air block. He's not driving hard. And when Busher heats his tires up, Hocevar will probably get by him.
Yep.
Ooh, my back hurts. I'm so not working tomorrow because of the work I got to do the rest of the week. Just don't. Hey, we were talking about Stenhouse, and I said do it in turns 2 or 3, and Caden said, "Or here's a better idea: just don't do it at Pocono." It's one of the last places I'd want to do it. You can't do it at Atlanta, but you do have Chicago and Sonoma after that. So
Is it the Chicago Street Race or?
Yeah, Chicago street race. I think it's Atlanta and then Chicago.
Are we sure the Chicago street race safe enough for that?
I mean, it's a pretty tight cornered road course. But if you wreck him, you might fuck up and take somebody with him. There's not a lot of runoff space there. I'm thinking about that long stretch of highway they go on before they go back into the city, the big left-hander. You know, where Briscoe overshot and wiped out Vangisbergen from the lead last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that corner. That's one people like to miss a lot. The next street race is either going to be Philadelphia or San Diego. They're definitely going to do it's one of those two, probably.
I'm thinking San Diego.
If the money's right, they'd probably do both, but I'm thinking they'll only do one. But yeah, San Diego would be ideal, I think.
Yeah. Philly, no.
And then Chicago Land Speedway will come back instead of the Chicago Street Race.
It would just be nice if they just switch it out every
I think every couple of years the street race is going to move around because the Chicago deal's ending. So now they're like, what other city wants a street race? And there's a couple: Philly, San Diego, Dallas, Miami. But
Miami would be fun.
yeah, Formula One already has a street race around the outside of the Dolphins Stadium in Miami. They could run that if they really wanted to.
It's just the only problem is that you got Homestead, and Homestead's
Yeah,
basically Miami's.
put them back to back. I'm a big fan of
Could do that.
like when they would do the All Star race at Charlotte and the 600 the next week. I'm a big fan of that. Or when they experimented with doubleheader weekends. Remember when they did Pocono had two races a year. Remember for 2 years they did them both on the same weekend. What a great fucking idea that is.
Yeah.
Run a cup race on Saturday, invert the top 24 finishers, and race again the next day. I thought that was cool. Dover, Pocono, and Michigan did that in 2020 and then in 21. And that was good because it cuts weeks off. It's short. You can still have 36 races, but your season's like 3 weeks shorter. So it's ideal to me. And the one thing that came out of that was, oh, if you just do one race weekend somewhere, you'll sell way more tickets. Because Pocono attendance has shot up since they went to the doubleheader thing, and now just the standalone one race a year attendance went up. Notice Bristol. Bristol's like fucking iconic, right? Spring race don't sell for shit. Place is half empty. But then in the night race in the fall, oh, it's full because everybody's just like, I'm just gonna go to the night race. I hate to say it, maybe Bristol only needs one race a year right now. That fucking
Until they fix it.
that bothers me so much in my heart to say that Bristol should only have one goddamn race. I went through the same thing with Richmond, but I was like, fucking Richmond just needs to be one race a year. Why the fuck do we race here twice? They don't sell tickets and it sucks. Why are we here? So now Richmond's one race a year.
Yeah, and until they fix Bristol and can prove that they can be consistent.
Yes.
And Bristol is at least somewhat back to what it used to be.
That's why we're going to Atlanta Saturday and not Bristol in the fall. I said, fuck it, since we ain't going to Bristol, let's go to Atlanta. I know it's farther away, but
Yeah, and the spring coastal race, that was good, right? So,
now, well, this year it was shit. Last year it was good. Last year it was good because the tires were weird. There was some problem with the tires.
that's right, I remember that.
A phenomenon that we still can't explain because they brought the same tire back and now it sucks again. Host of ours got short run speed. Denny and Busher have the long run cars.
Yep.
My guitar player friend texted me out of the blue and he said, "Man, Love Gun's the best Kiss song." I've made up my mind. He said, "I love Love Gun. So fun to play." And I was like, "Well, as a drummer, I find it quite boring because it's the easiest fucking song to drum. It's just the whole song." Or you can spice it up.
That's really about all you get.
And then it's got the. Hold on a minute. And I texted back, Black Diamond.
I really
And I said, and as a drummer, 100,000 years. 100,000 years, super fun to play on drums. I don't like these stage lengths. Why did we make the first stage shorter than a fuel run?
good question.
The last two stages are long, but stage one, you know what stage one's going to be. They're going to be like this because nobody's going to pit until like three to go to try to flip the stage.
Yeah, like literally out of nowhere.
Pit with three or four to go and then stay out. And then the other guys that wanted to win the stage will pit after that and you get in front of them. That's really the strategy. He's progressing beautifully. Get it? A friend of mine shared a painting that he did. And he said, I call this painting Winds of Change. And I put a picture of the dude from Monsters Inc. going, you hear that? It's the winds of change. We're always watching. Oh my god, a pass at Pocono? Thought that was a Viagra car for a second when I saw the V.
Oh, God, those cars. Oh, I'll never forget that. Oh, fuck was his name? Kevin Conroy?
Well, not Kevin Conway drove the Extends
Yeah,
car.
that's right. There we go.
Mark Martin drove the Viagra car. Fuck's Hocevar doing? Hocevar hit the wall or something because he lost a spot. Pancakes! That's what Hocevar must have done. I don't see any damage, but he got passed by Reddick and was running really low out of turn three. That's good. That's good. If you fall back a little bit, you won't be the first to get to Ricky.
Right.
Remember when the Dallas Cowboys said their motto was all in? And Skip Bayless tweeted all in my ass, but it looks like he said all in my ass. Somebody said that is the hardest working comma in the history of social media. All in my ass. Oh, Skip's career is doing so good since he pissed off Shannon Sharp, said no one ever. Well, even Stephen A. don't want his bitch ass back.
No, nobody wants to fucking work with Skip. And quite frankly, I can't blame him.
Yeah, Skip has a YouTube show that nobody watches.
Well, there you go. That is
People watch Colin Coward. I mean, we disagree with a lot of his shitty takes, but I think he's a decent person. Like, he's a good dude.
yeah.
He just says some dumb shit, like harmless shit. Saying dumb shit about sports is harmless. Like saying, I don't think that team is very good this year. And then they turn out to win like 15 games. Like, that's fucking harmless. Skip, like, gets personal about people.
Yeah, Skip just takes it to a level you don't need to
He
take
goes
it.
way too fucking far. Stephen A does that too.
He does. He just does it less and a little
Yeah.
bit different than Skip and sometimes
Host of our.
Skip.
Good God, host of our.
He was drifting.
That should have been. That was almost a caution.
Almost.
Why is he pushing so hard? That's a great save.
It's either he's pushing really hard or his car just got loose out of nowhere.
These Junior says the best save of the year. Where was that race that Ryan Sieg in the Xfinity Series was like dead sideways down the entire backstretch and then straightened it out? I can't remember what race it was. It was an Xfinity race. Didn't do them tires any favors. So he's about to get passed by Briscoe probably. I bet you all four Hendrick cars pit with like 4 to go here.
Yep. Well, three of them are coming. Larson's kind of stuck in purgatory right
Yeah. Larson's like 20th.
Yeah, he's finally got to. Well, he was behind Priest, but Priest was able to pass him.
Pooh. That thing's loose, buddy. I think he waved and told Briscoe to just go to the inside here. Yeah. Hocevar's going to let him go. He was already trying to let him go when they went into turn one. Okay, I was wrong. Down the front stretch, he waved and told him to go to the inside. Now he's racing him. Conflicting messages, bro. Turn three, he's awful. Hocevar's really bad in turn three. He's going to lose another spot. Stone Cold Cole Custer. AKA the man who ruined the Daytona 500 this year. Ew. If he races the 41 harder, the 54 is going to pass both of them. And here we go. Watch how loose he gets in three.
Carson, what are you doing, dude?
He creeped through turn three because he's scared of getting loose again.
Let
Let him go. If he'd let the 19 go like he should have, he wouldn't be about to get passed by fucking Priest and Gibbs now. Or Keselowski, excuse me. Keselowski's in the submarine car this week.
Kosovar, let him go.
It's too late now. Now he's got to fight him. If he'd just let Briscoe go and maybe the 41, he'd be all right. Well, he held off to 41. Ooh. If I was Custer, I'd be pissed off right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, God damn it, because you didn't let me go. I got passed, and now they're probably gonna pass you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He should have done a Mark Martin there. It was the Mark Martin Jeff Burton thing. All right, go. I ain't fucking with you this early. Go. I'll get you back later.
Yeah, that's another thing too. It's way too fucking early.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares if you get third in the stage point?
It wasn't egregious, but it's like that was a moment where you could have let him
Yeah,
go.
just let him go. You're gonna get
Well, here's the
third.
thing with Hocevar. He's kind of got. He wants to fight for stage points because they're almost close enough to where they think they can point their way in. They're not going to point their way in, but they're technically close enough. But it's shit like that is why they're not able to point their way in.
And then eventually Ricky's gonna slam the door shut on it.
Yeah.
We just gotta wait for
And I know why Ricky's so fired up because Ricky was ahead of Hocevar in points. Ricky was in the playoff standings. He was like 15th
Yeah, and now
when
all
this shit started.
from
He's plummeted.
yeah.
Yeah. We've hit 3 to go. A bunch of cars are going to pit now. I bet you all them Hendrick cars pit.
Yeah, they're probably gonna pit together because
There's
Larson is close enough to them to where it makes sense.
Hocevar, Keselowski. Chase stayed out. He's taking points.
I think Bowman and Byron stayed out.
I'm surprised by that. Well, Bowman needs points.
Yeah,
Bowman needs points.
Byron could probably use a couple too, to be honest. He's had some shitty finishes as of late.
I thought more guys would have done. Hell, Larson stayed out. I thought for sure Larson would pit. I mean, that's the thing. You think, oh, I can pit at Pocono and not go a lap down. Well, if you're so far behind and you pit, like, look how close Suarez got to being lap. And he was running 10th.
Okay, so Blaney, Chastain, and Priest also stayed out with Larson. There's a bunch of cars that stayed out actually.
Now that I think about it, yeah, they were kind of so far behind. If they pitted there, they'd have got lapped. Because Denny's not flipping the stage. So Denny, the 11 guys probably did that on purpose. Hey, we can win a stage and get a playoff point and keep those fucking Hendrick cars from leapfrogging us because we're so far ahead. Like if Hamlin and Busher and Briscoe had pitted, I bet you the Hendrick cars could have pitted. Because Hamlin and Busher are so far ahead of everybody. It's Denny time. Busher needs points. He got them. Reddick needs points. Briscoe needs points.
They really did.
Yeah. Josefar kept it entertaining. That's my favorite thing about him. If you're ever bored, what's he doing right now? Oh, something dumb's going on somewhere. Yeah, for real.
Uh,
Briscoe's hairline is screaming, clinging on for dear life. I'm sorry, but if I was going that bald, I'd do something about it. You know me. Day my hair changes, I'm doing the Kirk Hammett. Kirk Hammett will tell you, he got plugs. Kirk started going bald in like 2000.
oh shit.
Yeah, if you go back and look at Kirk when they were making Saint Anger, his hair was getting really thin on top. And then all of a sudden, hey, Kirk's got hair again. Like, good for you, Kirk. I'd have done the same fucking thing, man. Lars, hey guys, look, they sent us these boxes of watches. They're Nixon watches. And Kirk says, I think they sent them because they heard that the band was going to be called Nixon at one point. Awkward silence. Nobody laughed at his joke. Well, what have you guys done lately? Well, last week we worked on a song, and then this week we worked on another song. Wait, what? I think Kirk's a stoner. I think he's still smoking weed.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, Kirk's definitely a stoner. Kirk was wearing like fucking these burgundy red pants with like a Hawaiian shirt and like sandals. And James goes, "Hey guys, check it out! It's Kirk, the new sandal wearing, surfs up reggae guy." And Kirk says, "Yeah, I don't know what happened." And Lars goes, "You're a long way from 1994 black cargo shorts, dreadlock wearing, grunge metal loving Kirk Hammett, right?" And Kirk goes, "Well, that part will always be with me."
I hope not.
I love when they poke fun at all their different looks as they've all changed their fucking looks. And Lars like, "Yeah, remember your dreadlocks?" And then Kirk says, "Well, I was gonna get the dreadlocks back again, but then my wife found out." And then James says, "Why don't you dread your armpit hair?" And Kirk goes, "That's an idea." And he goes, "No, but then I could be like Ozzy, because he used to wear the sweaters with the little things hanging off the arms, so they'd be my armpit hair." Nothing's worse than James's mullet. The James Hetfield mullet from '95. Dear God, dude. I don't want to hear shit about Kirk's dreadlocks. James had a mullet. Yeah, like, what was he thinking?
Oh.
Fucking California redneck. Hey, Busher beat Hamlin out of the pits. Good. Maybe Hamlin will get buried in traffic here and never see the lead again the rest of the day. And Larson will work his way to the front and win me money. It's all going according to plan. Except not really, because that cars are going to be in front of everybody now and bury Larson even deeper. I get to be one of them shithead Larson fans today and just cheer him on obnoxiously because I want money. Oh, dude, I want a Nintendo Switch 2 so bad so I can play their massive library of 3 games. Just so I can get a, if I get a Switch 2 now, I can tell everybody at one point I owned every Switch 2 game ever made because there's only like 3 of them. I have to keep every time I see a commercial with a cruise ship, I have to keep reminding myself I'm not going on a cruise. I'm just going to go stay in Vegas for a few days. But it feels like I'm going on the Kiss cruise. Wait a minute. It's not a cruise, but it's the same thing, just on land. Pancakes. Just kidding. They're not showing that one right now. It's the Jack Links commercial. You remember the Achievement Hunter video where Jeff and Michael went into the office and to fuck with Jack before he got there, they like moved everybody's microphones around and twisted the cables up and like rearranged all the shit.
Yeah, I think they call that messing with Jackson.
And Michael goes, "No normal human being would get this mad, but guarantee you, he flips shit when he walks in here." Sure enough, Jack, you hear him go, "The fuck is this, motherfucker?" And he starts like fucking with all this shit. He doesn't realize that Michael and Jeff have a camera set up watching him. He goes, "What the fuck, guys?" And Michael and Jeff are recording some kind of achievement guide, and Michael says out loud, "Oh, have you seen this achievement here, where you rearrange a bunch of microphone stands and piss a guy off real bad? You get 50 gamer score." Yeah, see that. Why are we showing Cody Shane Ware? There's Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards going to presumably go back into hiding after this week. I don't know if he's going to be on TNT or not. NASCAR back on TNT. That's pretty nostalgic. I gotta say, NASCAR on TNT in the mid 2000s through like 2014, pretty bitchin'. I loved the booth they had. Kyle Petty and Wally Dallenbach were good together. Hey, Carl, remember when you tried to fight Tony Stewart here? And then you got put on probation, and then Junior dumped you the next week, and because you were on probation, you couldn't do anything? I remember. 2006, man. Uh, well, Keselowski, Hocevar, Gibbs, and McDowell are up front because they were the first ones to pit. Denny Hamlin is 10th. Guarantee you Hamlin and those guys flip the stage next time if they have to. More like Brad Krashelotsky. God, remember when he was the host of our? You hang around long enough, you see the guys mature, and then you look back and go, wow, he was a dick at one point. Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain.
Every time I think back in the day, one thing definitely becomes pretty clear to me. Not necessarily about Brad, but about Logano. It's like
He's never changed.
I see why Kevin was doing what he was doing to him.
Harvick talked about that just the other day. He said, "Yeah, I wrecked Joey on purpose at Pocono for no reason because I was like, this motherfucker, every time I'm around him, chops my nose off and does all this other shit. So you're going to learn today. I ain't putting up with your shit." And that was for like third or fourth with two to go at Pocono. Hamlin and Kyle Busch were way ahead. And plus, it got Harvick a caution and a chance to try to win the race. So he's like, yeah, fuck this kid. Harvick's like, he was into it with everybody and pissing people off. And I was like, well, you ain't going to do it to me. So around you go. And I remember at the time, I'd be like, what'd Joey do to Harvick? And then it's like, well, you know, Joey's a dick.
Me and
So.
you were sitting in there thinking, what the fuck?
I was like, what was that for?
But we didn't know.
Yeah.
We just didn't.
You didn't quite realize at the time. Now, at look back, it's so obvious, right?
Yes. Yes.
I used to think Joey was just getting picked on.
Me too. We used to feel bad for him. Man, I wish I could go back to
I still don't like him. I like Kyle Busch. I like Denny Hamlin, or at least respect them, you know. But I got nothing for Joey.
I can't fucking stand.
Look at this cluster fuck there, where Busher got put in the middle. Ugh.
Why is it that guys now, like, their whole thing that they do is when the race restarts, let's just shoot all the way outside.
You kind of have to do it. Oh, Saint Smith. I thought he was going to spin Busher there.
Stop. Please stop the 3 wide. Please stop the 3 wide. Please stop. Please stop.
I went 3 wide at Pocono once. Worst mistake of my life. It's my Peter Griffin. Hamlin's navigating well. He's up to sixth now. About to be fifth. He ain't going to be behind Custer for long. Ew.
Yeah, that didn't sound right.
Again?
Oh,
They're doubling down, man. To quote Barry McCockiner, I'm vomiting and shitting uncontrollably right now. I am disgusted. Last night when it was on the official Donald Trump post about we just finished bombing Iran, Barry McCockiner replied, "But did those bombs hurt anyone?" Being a smartass. Did that hurt anyone?
I am surprised Barry said, anything like that. So I don't think he typically goes that far.
No, but he tweeted right at him.
Believe it.
But did those bombs hurt anyone? Thanks. That's other go-to is thanks. My gay son Rupert is very depressed now because of this. You're a monster. My wife's boyfriend fights for our freedom.
He is, he's just all about the whole my wife's birthday.
We support the troops here. He said that in his recent video. He always cracks jokes about people who are like really gung-ho about the troops. Look, we support the troops here on this channel, okay?
My favorite though is his whole anti-weed thing.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
I injected 4 marijuanas.
Oh, God.
Terminal velocity. Remember when no, Bernie had that friend that said if I was in a plane crash, I would just jump out of the plane and look for a mountain and start running. And then Gavin goes, "But the thing is, that would probably work." And they go, "What the Of course." And Bernie goes, "You'd be a stain on Everest, Gavin. It's not going to work." Gavin goes, "Well, it's very unlikely that it would work, but the physics of it."
No, Gavin. Physics don't work.
He'd look for a mountain and start running.
Yeah, because you can just survive a by jumping out the fucking plane. Yeah,
Oh my god.
that is one thing I don't miss about fucking putting up with Gavin.
Well, does rocks float on lava? That's another good one. Does rocks float on lava? Who doesn't like grapes? People like grapes. And then Gus says, "That's it. I want that on a shirt. People like grapes." And for years, you would see Ray or somebody in the background wearing a "People Like Grapes" shirt.
But it actually sold though. That's the thing.
I wish so bad that back then I had the money. I would have bought so many Achievement Hunter shirts, but I didn't have money at the time. I would have had "People Like Grapes," "Does Rocks Float on Lava," Ryan the Blank Guy, all that shit. Oh, whoops. Food's here.
So see that time difference we were talking about on pit road was less than 2 seconds, but every second counts in today's NASCAR to your point.
So basically, Denny Hamlin's in pit stall 1. So what they can do is get into their pit stall, change the tires, and literally just look up pit road and try to time it, is what the crew chief said. The 17 didn't wait on fuel, so there's no chance to beat him out. But basically, you just wait, get as much fuel as you can in, and even if it's not full, you just tell your driver to go to maintain your track position. That's the advantage of sitting on the poles at #1 pit stall.
Brad Keselowski's got the fastest lap of the race. He's also led 9 laps today. That's more than he led combined.
In honor of NASCAR legend John West Townley, I got Zaxby's. NASCAR legend. John West Townley, who went and got himself fucking shot and killed.
Jesus.
True story. Being a dumbass. Shows up to his ex-girlfriend's house with a fucking weapon. So the other guy shot him. Dead. Ooh, Riley Herbst just wrecked. Blew right front.
Ooh.
That hurt.
Yeah. Well, I guess his day's shot.
Let's be honest, his day was fucked anyway.
Yeah, true.
Pancakes. God, that French toast looks good.
Oh, yeah, I've had some of their French toast. Yeah.
Denny's has good French toast too.
Hmm.
Oh, boy, tire in turn one.
Yeah, it looks like you were right.
Chocolate rain. I don't know why I just thought of that.
I a little while back refound that video and made sure to put it in my like videos, just so I could go back to watch it.
Chocolate rain. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain. I miss when the internet was that wholesome.
Hmm.
Where if you wanted to see anything fucked up, you knew to just go to 4chan, but everywhere else was fine. I miss the simpler days of memes like, how do I shot web? It was like a typo in a Spider-Man game, and it became a meme. Had like these pictures of Spider-Man in the cartoon doing this, and it would say, how do I shot web? How do you shot web? And did we ever find out who was phone? Do you remember that one? But who
I
was
never
phone?
heard that one.
But who was phone?
Where did that one originate? Oh,
I can't even remember exactly. But I just remember but who was phone. Where did we go wrong as a society?
probably around the time when the Doge meme became like the big hit thing. Probably there.
That was the golden age. This is fucking Zach sauce.
And AMR safety team made their way to the scene, assisting Riley.
Gonna take a look here, right on board with Riley off into turn one. Downshift. Loves the right front tire. Big trouble.
We're in the wall hard here, guys.
And you have to wonder, we don't see many right front tire failures.
That was strong.
You have to wonder if there was something
I'm all
that
over the
created
place.
an issue. Was there contact
It was
with the
strong.
wall, maybe contact with another car in the previous lap? Yeah, just a couple laps before this, he was top three wide a couple times. I think he even got pushed up into the dust. So to your point, Dale, maybe ran something over, had a slow leak. You run a couple more laps and then it goes down. I mean, we talk about just some turn one at Pocono. I've seen some of the biggest wrecks. So I know he's out of the race. It's unfortunate, but good situation. It could have been worse if it blew at a different time. Still a pretty decent hit, but we have seen some vicious wrecks down there in turn one.
Yeah, that's probably the scariest entry to any corner in NASCAR because you're carrying so much speed, and we've seen some bad accidents, brake failures. Think about Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, several in recent memory, and it's been happening Pocono since this place has been around. So just a really, really tough corner. And you see that happen, you have to block it out. All the other drivers have to, hey man, this not gonna be me today. Pit road's gonna stay close, so we'll get a break in on Prime.
You love our legendary subs, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos footlong nachos. Doritos and Subway.
Doritos,
Legends
por
come
favor.
together to-
Legends eating legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshawn. Doritos footlong nachos. Just
Look
$5
where the
only
drinks,
at
the
Subway.
slot was
Safe
put the
fun.
straw. It's all the way over there.
Swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad.
I went to put it in the middle and nothing happened. I was like, oh.
Replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Go to safelight.com and we can come to you. Highly trained techs can replace your windshield where you are.
So I'm guessing you can't even consider going to Atlanta with us. You gotta work.
I love you. With flexible payment
Boy, that'd be a
options,
good
get
race to go
fixed
to
now.
there.
Pay later. Only safelight.com.
I guess I'm the only one who still finds Atlanta weird.
I like the Cup race. The Xfinity race at Atlanta's awful.
Oh, of course.
But Cup, they just said, fuck it, we're going full Daytona with this bitch. And
Yeah,
it's good.
exactly. They have to, though.
It's Daytona, but you have to lift because at the end of the day, it's still only a mile and a half, and the corners do tighten up. So but you get these big drafts down the straightaway. It's fucking great. It's like an IndyCar race, really. That's how in NASCAR Rivals I run it like an IndyCar race. I stay in like second or third and pull out a line every now and then.
Doing what they do best.
But the Xfinity races there are always fucking dog shit now.
Getting it done. For them, only America's most dependable
God, do they have like oversauce these wings anymore?
Every Chevy driver. Dependability comes standard.
I will say I tried the saucy nugs at Wendy's.
They're good.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't care too much for those. I didn't care too much.
I think Wendy's has the best nuggets around though.
Yes, I do really like their nuggets. I like Burger King's subs too. Theirs are
I was just gonna say I think Burger King has the worst. I think they're
really.
fucking octopus knee tendons. McDonald's still has the only good thing at McDonald's is like the chicken stuff, except for the shitty chicken strips they have now. McDonald's burgers are fucking garbage.
Yeah, especially their Big Mac because the patty's so freaking thin.
I tried one recently for the first time in years. Regretted it.
What, Big Mac?
Well, just a McDonald's burger.
Oh, I like their quarter pounders.
Burger King is the shit. I can eat at Burger King almost every day.
Gotta get a Whopper.
And I can eat something different at Burger King every day.
Hell yeah. Whopper with cheese and
Shipped into
bacon.
overdrive with movies that are
That's
right in
how
your
I do
lane.
it.
Street hits like Air, Moneyball, and Ford vs. Ferrari. Hard driving drama hits on Prime.
I ain't paying for Amazon.
Camera.
I don't care that there's a free trial. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, not really a window, but
Yeah,
we
the
saw
Amazon's
some
actually
have to wait on
probably
fuel
the best
on last pit
all-around
stop. If you put a
package
little
that you
fuel in
can
here,
get in terms of
Kim,
streaming.
you shouldn't have to wait
Honestly,
on
yeah.
the pit stop.
Yeah, a lot of crew chiefs telling their drivers this doesn't necessarily put us in our window, but it gives us more flexibility later in the race. You see Alex Bowman just with those right sides and fuel.
Kim, if it were to go green from here with 50 laps to go in stage 2, Chris Buescher could not make it to the end of the stage. However, get a couple cautions. You never
I'm glad that I have charitable friends so I can bum some streaming services. But if I had to pay for them, if there was something I wanted to watch, guess what? I'd pay for it. Like, at least long enough to watch what I wanted to watch. It's not that big of a deal.
Yep.
Boomers are just afraid of the internet. Yeah, you'll bitch about watching something that requires internet, but we spent our entire lives watching satellite TV where if it got cloudy, the goddamn signal would come and go.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth?
I couldn't wait to get rid of cable here and switch to this. And I know they've raised the price on YouTube TV, but guess what? It's still cheaper than any other fucking cable or satellite service.
Yeah, if you go to Vive, that's around the corner from you guys.
Yeah, they fucking suck.
It's horrible, the price.
That's
And
what we
all
had.
it is just reskin Northland, because that's
Yep.
all the Vive office here is. It's just reskin Northland.
Yep.
And the price for their cable's fucking horrible. And it's just as shitty as it was when it was Northland.
That's why when it got to the point here where it's like, hey, will you pay the cable and internet? I said, well, first of all, we're not keeping Vive. We're getting rid of that shit. And we're going to learn how to fucking use a damn smart TV. Of course, Pop was happy. He wanted a smart TV anyway. He would have got a real kick out of Junior winning as a crew chief yesterday.
Yeah, he would. Yeah. It's just so interesting that Junior won Pocono as a crew chief.
Yeah.
Because it's the last race you'd think he would win. He would win as a crew chief.
I remember I read the thing that said Junior's filling in. He'll be the crew chief. I went, come again? Crew chief? Excuse me? Are you sure? Can't wait till Bubba parks it with 2 to go because he don't want to see the white flag, right? On that totally legit news article.
Yeah.
I'm turning this shit off. They told me to scan a QR code. That's the kind of weird shit old people complain about. I ain't scanning the QR code. I ain't streaming nothing.
Well, I don't scan QR codes. They normally just lead to bullshit.
Or a Bray Wyatt return.
Or that. Or that, yeah. Which, to be fair, that was genius.
I like the one I went to. It was a Three Little Pigs cartoon, but it loops at the part where it goes, let me in, 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 let me in. I was like, oh, that's definitely Bray. Let me in, let me in.
Yeah, Richie used to be my jack man here. He's a pit coach now at Trackhouse. Said JP's rib is just a little bit sore. He's trying to catch his breath a bit. Obviously, that caught him off guard there as the tire came flying into the stall.
If they gave me as many wings as they did sauce, I'd be doing good right now.
Scary situation. So good to see him finish the stop and get checked on right here.
Have you tried their Zaxby's
talk
new,
about
like,
that.
big-ass quesadillas they do?
Right, so they run at 200
They're
miles per
good,
hour.
they're just sloppy.
But pit road speed is 55.
Because they don't close them, so your shit's gonna, a little bit of your shit's gonna fall.
And that's really what these guys are doing.
It's prolapsed.
Yeah, basically.
It happens right a lot of the time, and it's just a really
I
scary.
can't believe I didn't think about that sooner, but yeah, that's actually very accurate.
Fuel tank. Put a little more fuel in there, a little more assurance to drive a little further. And everybody's toes were lined up.
I like the clothing store in GTA San Andreas. Prolapse.
Yep, yep.
Oh, God.
Scan the QR code to save on gaming products by Logitech G. The official
Still not as good as TW at symbol for the Internet Cafe. Twat.
won the opening stage, has led 32 laps.
Rockstar's just money on that too. Like renaming all the real world stuff into whatever.
Yep.
Awesome.
Alright, I know that was a hit there, but it's going to help us later in the stage. It's going to help us do some things here later. We're just a couple laps short from making the stage. Simple. Understand.
So, Steve, if you're sitting in Scott Graves' seat,
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll have to see if it pays off for him. I bet it don't.
Well, this is the concern, right? This is the, you can call all the strategies you want. You need your driver to do the best you can in the restarts, but this is where the kind of the wheels can come off. No wrongdoing of your own. Like, Busher has no choice. He's stuck at the top. He's got to fire off down to turn one and just hope all of these cars in front of him play nice.
Good luck with that.
Get the restart. 47 laps to go, stage 2. Keselowski, Osar out front.
Got Hosbar on the inside there with Denny Hamlin.
Carson hover car.
Here comes Denny to the back of the 77.
Ooh, they got a little squirrely there.
Custer pulled out of line.
Cole Custer.
Yeah, and all it did was hurt.
Oh, Ross. He backed out of that.
Stay to the inside of the 6. Not able to do it.
I was watching Ross dive inside of Joey there.
Side behind him. The
And
teammates
Ross
just
kind of
get
tapped Joey on the ass and was like, hey, asshole, move.
straightaway. Denny wants to side draft
Oh,
a little bit here.
Larson.
Here comes
Oh, Custer.
Larson out of line. Racing his teammate
Jesus.
Chastain trying to make something happen as we hit the tunnel. They hit the tunnel.
The Eternal.
Chastain to the inside here is going to take this momentum. A good push for the 40.
Damn.
Reddick off into turn 3.
Oh, Hamlin. Hamlin, hang on.
Back with his teammate. Byron goes through. How about
Just about wrecked himself and Ty Gibbs. I'm sure that's the Denny special, though, running up the racetrack. Denny just did his signature move on Ty Gibbs.
take advantage of this?
For no reason whatsoever, too, by the way.
Yeah.
The back bumper of Denny Hamlin.
Well, at least he did it to his teammate for once instead of a Hendrick car.
True that.
William Byron that just got the third started last in a repaired primary after that accident in qualifying. Can't say enough about this 24 car so far.
They put themselves right in the game.
It's wild back here in the back. I mean, there's so many runs. Oh, look at this, man. So many things happening. You gotta stay on the offense. You just gotta keep chopping away at it. No wonder drivers' fuses on them so short.
Elliott, yeah, really good since the restart.
2 for 1 right
Chase
there.
Elliott passed a lot of cars here.
Gonna go by the 42 of Nemechek and the 54 of Gibbs.
You know, this reminds me a little bit, Chase
saying he's due.
Racetrack. But I go back to
Yeah,
last
it's
year
just,
in
you
this
know,
race,
he's
gets a
gotta,
speeding penalty late, and
him and
drives
his
back
team
to
got to
the
clean up the
finish
consistency
inside the top
issues.
10.
They're really good at finishing between second and fifth
Number 9 as they're racing for position behind him. His teammates are there.
after not really being a factor.
5 is Larson. Reddick is
Or,
Lane
yeah,
also
or
part of
getting
that mix.
DNF, yeah.
Reddick's been so good here. He'd love to be able to get through this track position, get his car up toward the front. He's going to push this 2 car. Barry pushing the 5 through. These guys are still battling. John and Nemechek and Gibbs. Gibbs is probably pretty frustrated right now with his 42 car.
Gibbs and Nemechek don't like each other, by the way.
As Safety been pushing through.
Impressive days for Nemechek and Custer. Impressive weekends because they qualified great yesterday.
Anybody that Gibbs had to race in Xfinity, I see and go, oh yeah, they don't like each other.
Mexico City.
Yeah, and then my brain immediately goes to, okay, well, are they going to be
Slowing
cordial?
each other down. Here comes the 22 of Logano. Gonna draft up on
Okay,
these guys into the
Custer.
corner.
Just pull it out on a Nemechek like that and then didn't do nothing with it.
Hello, EO.
Knows it's dirty now. He can throttle up. Maybe
Yo.
he worked in the dirty air, so the 22 knows that he can get to the inside here. Look at this side draft. So tight. You have to be aggressive. You got to get right up on that quarter panel to make that work.
Look at Jones waiting in line at the 43.
Cole Custer's got a fast car, but he's just in a bad spot here, and everyone knows that they're taking advantage of it.
On board with Bell.
On 43, if Jones can't stay to the inside, see Bell have to get out of the gas.
So,
Corner exit of 3.
NASCAR recently, apparently, we're talking about adding more horsepower back. And they said they might do it just before the end of the season. And I'm like,
Bell in 11th.
see how they hit like 196 at the end of the front stretch? If they go back to 750, they'll be hitting like 205, 210 at the end of the front stretch there.
Yeah, I know that's one thing you've been really harping on for NASCAR.
Back here.
That would really do Bristol a lot of favors.
Bubba squeezes up in front. Number 17.
Bubba has not just been able to find track position today. And he really, every time we look at him, we see where he is in the running order. It's somewhere right around 20th or on back.
That's why when that car wouldn't start from qualifying, we were sitting on board with it. And you saw Bubba bang the steering wheel in frustration. He wasn't mad at his team. He was frustrated because he's done this enough to know this is what it was going to look like. Right? You have a good quality. Now, if you're William Byron, probably top 3 car in the field, he's driven up the 4th. But if you're just an okay, or even a good car, just not a great car, good car, I'm sure Bubba Wallace is, it's so hard to beat your way out. I call it the black hole back here. And you just can't.
The black hole. That's what fucking Soundgarden was writing about.
Yeah, Alex Bowman running in the 19th position after Blake Harris brought him down during that lap 45 caution. They took right
There's an episode of Beavis and Butthead where they watched the video for that song. Hey Butthead, what's a black hole? It's like a giant bung hole in outer space.
They realized, unbeknownst to them,
How'd you learn all this stuff? From watching Star Trek, dumbass.
before that caution, they had no idea because they came
Bubba's got a flat tire.
to avoid this accident.
23, Bubba Wallace has an issue, a right side tire.
Get to pit road.
For today,
I don't know. That's a good question. This one has.
Oh wow, it's worse than a fl- he's hit the wall. He's done.
Windonet already.
When the net's down, he's out.
He's had, like, his frustration is peak.
Caution, hello.
Just bad. Unplugged.
Thank you.
Radio unplugged already. Look at this.
It took some time, but we do get our third
Bubba
caution.
broke the. He blew a right front tire and hit the wall, and
Plus
he's getting out.
57 coming in, plus
That
40
sucks.
now, 15 on our leaderboard.
Yeah, this is not what he needed to have happen at
He
all.
was 27 when he had his problem.
hey, let's see. On the outside.
Tire pop at the end of the little straightaway here. Yep. Once again, not his fault.
Another right front tire.
It's not his fault that the car broke in qualifying. And it's not his fault that the right front just popped. Well, he don't have to see the white flag. I guess that's, works out.
Emotion in his voice. As he can tell that right front tire is blowing and there's no control. The car is going to go straight. Whichever is in front of you is what you're going to hit. You can hear the emotion in his voice. He knows this is going to be painful. That's what you face when you come to Pocono. That is such a
Yep. I like how we're like, oh, he's got a flat tire, and the camera pans around. I said, oh, he's done. I saw that right front. I was like, yep, that's done. So that's two 2311 cars out of the race now.
Two cut tires. You know, we just heard from Kim that the 48 had a cut right side as well. Maybe there's some debris out there these guys are getting into, but just, you know, not the
Could be a setup issue too, you know.
trends you're looking for.
Easily,
You're
yeah.
Reddick. You're the third 2311 car still on the racetrack, and you have to hear on the radio that the other two have both cut right front tires. That doesn't make the scariness of Pocono get any better.
Well, that sucks, but I'm not surprised.
At this level. And Bubba Wallace
It's
has had
Bubba.
three straight
He's
finishes
one of the
outside
snake
top
bitten
30.
drivers.
Yeah, he's so snake bit.
Inside the top dozen.
But I will give him and his team credit this year. This was like one of the only times where that snake bite came back and got him.
Yeah.
He has been running fairly decently all year, but
They had that run around Texas where they got wrecked 3 weeks in a row, and I say they got wrecked because he didn't do nothing wrong 3 weeks in a row. So I guess we're back on that bullshit now. Pancakes!
It's pancake.
Yeah! Pancakes! That was all his fault. They ought to fire him. Yep. Anthony's helping me feel good about myself because I got a bag of powdered donuts, and I'm making Anthony eat some of them. So I can say, hey, I didn't eat the whole bag. I did not eat the whole bag. So I told them I didn't realize that Forza is on PlayStation now, and it's got NASCAR in it.
something to experiment with before the new NASCAR game drops.
I've thought about dropping fucking $60 on it. Well, when Larson wins this money for me in a little while.
Stage 2 NASCAR's Cup Series under caution for the third time today. A problem for Bubba Wallace in the 23. And we just got a report. Pit road closed. And here's Brad Keselowski.
All right, so to your point, Adam, we were going to go to a replay of the 23 because pit road was closed. A huge mistake by the 6 of Brad Keselowski, pitting pit road closed. Trevor, mistakes you just cannot.
Did TJ fall asleep on the spotter stand?
Exactly right, Steve. And they called it open to Brad, and he came down pit road right when he got on pit road.
How does this happen?
That is, and then as soon as he hit pit road, they realized.
TJ, you're fired.
Yeah, wouldn't this be grounds for TJ being fired right on the spot?
Not really, but I mean, it's still a pretty bad mistake. I don't know how the hell.
All day with strategy and qualify well, and then pit when it is closed is an instant tail of the field penalty for the 6 car. So he'll be the last car on the racetrack.
Well, Brad's having literally the worst season of his career, so this kind of thing is going to happen, I guess. 23, Junior.
Exactly why this failure happened.
Yeah, so we take a little look here. Let's see if I can get my thing. All right, right here. Yeah, there you go. Look
run over a piece of debris.
So Dale, you and I talked about this.
And that's a brake
before it
rotor
shut
coming out.
down, or if it was when he stepped on the brakes, but it looks to me that the brake rotor has come apart. A flat tire is not going to explode the rotor. Now, if this would have been after he hit the wall, you know, you could be on the brakes when you hit the wall. That would break a rotor, but, you know, the cause and the effect, the brake rotor looks first, and then the third 2311 car had this conversation about brakes.
Yeah, the only good news is our brake temps were a lot lower than theirs in practice, but we're just gonna have to go to as much rear brake as you can stand. Well, I'll be honest, that's not gonna keep it from happening. I don't know that their rotor temps were a lot higher, so I'm telling you, they were almost 400 degrees hot.
And so you can hear the worry in the driver's voice, the concern about his fate. Is he going to have that same situation of blowing a tire, having no brakes,
I'm gonna go ahead
and up
and
into
head
the
out.
fence he goes?
Sorry the race started late.
Now pit road
It's
is
fine.
open.
Shit
There
happens.
they are, Trevor.
I'm just gonna go home and
Carson
get me some
Hocevar
dinner.
coming down pit road.
I'll see you for Chicago in 2 weeks, right? Chicago's after Atlanta.
I'm looking forward to the Chicago Street Race.
Me too.
SVG is gonna whoop ass again.
Probably.
Cars right behind him. They're working on that as well. And the 16 just now gave the report to Brad that they're going to get a penalty when they saw everybody else coming down pit road.
Trevor pitting with 37
Anthony had to go home for dinner.
teams can make it to the end of the stage.
It's just me now and my non-existent audience.
Stage two, so the car is much better. Denny Hamlin's in his car, definitely tighter and
Denny Hamlin won the race off pit road with a 2-tire stop.
Pit stops, 37 to go on the stage. 10 drivers stay out. 2 tires.
But 10 stayed out, the ones who pitted already.
First off pit road.
Penske cars, 3 of them stayed out. Well, Barry, Cindric, and Logano.
Big news here at Pocono Raceway. Race leader Brad Keselowski came to pit road while it was closed. Jeremy Bullins did not hear the pits were still closed. After they pitted, they thought they were just the only ones to take it to pit road. Then they realized they had a penalty. Listen into the conversation.
So it was crew chief's fault.
There was a lot of people talking about coming. Head down, run our race here. A good chance this comes right back to us.
Your reaction, Steve?
I mean, it's shocking. I mean, look, it's easy to do, right? These radios are single communication. If 2 guys are on the radio at the same time, you can't really hear either at times. So, you know, it's a mistake that you can't afford to make. But I don't want to make it sound like it's hard to make. It's an easy
Just about everybody should be good to make it to the stage end now with the caution. The top 10 stayed out, which actually, I don't think them three up front could make it, but I think everybody from fifth on back can make it. Four wide, and my fucking race bet's right in the middle of it. Can we not? Oh, a lot of cars brushing the wall off of one there. Three wide for third. Big move from Stenhouse. Ooh. Taking advantage of the track position while he has it. So yeah, Logano, Cindric, and Barry definitely will not make it, I don't think. Which they're going to be close, actually, now that I think about it. With the caution, they're probably okay, too. Forget anything I say. I'm going to give Denny Hamlin some praise in the hopes that I jinx him and make it easier for my race bet to win. Hamlin has been shuffled back to 10th or worse a couple of times because of the strategy shit fucking around. But he's handling it well every time and picking his way through quickly. He's already back in the top 10. He's been doing a great job. He's definitely the man today. Best car, best driver, as long as nothing happens to him while he's in the traffic. And on these restarts especially. Excuse me. Hamlin going for 8th place now. Like I said, picking his way back through. The whole top 10 stayed out. And he's up to 8th, going for 7th. Alex Bowman taking the lead. That was really impressive. Hendrick cars have speed. They've just been buried 5th or worse. I mean, I think Chase, he got to 5th, and everybody else has been outside the top 10 the whole race till now. So, same old Pocono, Gibbs, and Hendrick. Oh, yeah, that's originally what I thought. They told Logano that there's no way they can make it to the end of the stage. So, yeah, the 2, the 21, and the 22 were fucked. Everybody else is okay to the end of the stage. Oh boy, Hocevar and Stenhouse. I just realized that for some reason. I was like, oh yeah, Stenhouse is up here on strategy, and Hocevar is right behind him. As soon as Anthony leaves, Stenhouse and Hocevar are racing for position. Yeah, 77 tiptoeing around. He's definitely faster than Stenhouse. He's had several chances to get under him and work on passing him, but he's not taking it.
Guys, that seems a little risky to me. Well, I agree. That is risky, and I think there's two levels of risks for the 77. There's 77 versus most of the field, and then 77 around the 47.
Stenhouse would have the little red icon with his number in it floating over his car if Hocevar was playing NASCAR 2005 right now.
He drives up on the back bumper of Stenhouse. But on the straightaway, you're just going to push that lead car away. The draft has such a unique effect. So,
Now we got the Stenhouse Hocevar highlight package here.
Stenhouse, this is Nashville, where Carson gets in the back of the 47. At that point of season, the 47 was in the playoffs. Then we go to Mexico. Carson misses the corner and runs over to 47, and Stenhouse has had enough.
I think Ricky, to be honest, with every right to have those conversations with Carson. This is, pick on Carson like young drivers. This is not a new story. We've seen it for decades in the sport, and now Carson's kind of, I think paying a little bit of the penalty here. He's going to have to run really slow. Of the different rules I mentioned, Carson's currently leading his. That's even more reason not to get in a tangle.
Carson was so much quicker than the 47 of Stenhouse and the 22. Just trying to time the runs, trying to figure out a way to put himself in a position to get up alongside this 47 has been difficult. Right here's an opportunity. Stenhouse is tight behind.
Stenhouse drove in right on the bumper of Logano and pushed up the hill and won. Hocevar really didn't have any momentum on him there.
Pocono, the runner-up. Stenhouse third, then it's Hocevar. As Steve said, the best of those that came down pit road in lap 58.
Right behind them, Briscoe is moving around Josh Berry for sixth.
Barry's been good today. I mean, you've seen him a lot.
Yeah, but Barry's in the same situation as Logano and Cindric. He can't make it to the end of the stage. EO. His magical turn one.
I just go back to what Brad said on the radio. It's early. Let the race come to us. That's exactly what everyone needs to hear. He's not just a driver. He's an owner. He's a boss man. They respect his approach, his attitude.
Kyle Larson passing two cars at once. Bringing William Byron with him. They just passed Gilliland and Chastain in one corner. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Closer we get to the 11 car, the better. We know he's the one to beat. We want to be on the same strategy as him, probably. Because I can almost bet whatever the 11's on will be the winning strategy. Can't believe what a non-factor Blaney's been today. He was 6-1 behind Hamlin, who was 2.8-1. Bowman Logano, Stenhouse Host Bar, Sandrick strategies all over the place. I like where my car is right now for my money. Oh, we got a slow car down the front stretch here. Who the fuck is that? Oh, it's Justin Haley, ain't it? No, it's McDowell. They got the same paint scheme every other week. McDowell hit the wall. How is that not a caution yet? Hey, NASCAR, there's a car that was pounding the wall down the front stretch and still creeping around at really slow speed through turn one. I guess we'll stay green. Yep, we're going to stay green on that one, I guess. That's a pretty big piece of debris on the front stretch there. What do you say we just put it out? Who's going to come by and hit it? Ooh, Blaney almost hit it. Oh, it's moving up. It's moving up. Oh, somebody in the back run over it. As soon as that happened, the 21 bolted to pit road, but I don't think they're going to get the caution they want. Because that probably should have been a caution. 71 still ain't made it to pit road. Want to throw a caution there, NASCAR, or are we good? He's limping to the access road going into 3 right now. Is Michael McDowell. Well, all right, we stay green.
Denny Hamlin, favorite before, continues to be the favorite, plus 230, little under 2.5 times your money if you thought he was the guy to bet right now. As we see Briscoe on pit road. I think this 19 car thinks they're in a window, and we have the 71 limping around the racetrack.
Well, 71 finally made it to pit road.
That's going to bring out 71. I think that was the call for the 19, which I like. I love the gamble. See what happens to the 71.
By the way, the 48's best lap is a 53.4. He just ran a 54.2 in the lead. So there's some pretty significant fall off after a while. McDowell's in the garage. Said brake shake, and it was another brake rotor explosion, it looks like. Shockingly, was not a caution.
Exactly. So it's good. Your tire has a little bit more grip, a little bit more quarter speed. So I think the overall faster speed you have to get on the brakes. And if we take a look at the wind down the front stretch, it is a tailwind. So when you're first of all, you're hauling the mail down the front stretch. I mean, faster than you ever would pushing into the wind, right? It's just easier with a tailwind. Everybody's gone out for a jog or been on a bicycle. They get that concept. Well, also when you lift off the gas, that tailwind doesn't want it to slow down as much. So you're using toughest corners there are. And these guys, it's a really awkward racetrack. We talk about it all weekend. Well, it's even awkward mechanically. Now we've seen multiple cars with brake issues, and we have yet to reach halfway.
19 laps to go, stage 2. Let's hear from Bubba Wallace. Kim caught up with him.
Oh boy, Bubba interview. Hopefully he's had time to relax. I know how his interviews can go.
What looked like a tire issue, but then on closer inspection, maybe the root cause of brake rotor. What kind of feedback were you getting from the car?
None. Was gonna battle 17 into 2, and by the time I was ready to touch the pedal, it just went to the floor. So pressure exploded. So I hate it. 2, 3 good races in a row. Then here we go with the bad luck again. But hey, MJ told me there's no such thing as bad luck. So we create our own luck. It's We knew it was going to be a grind, and I was mentally prepared for that all day. As frustrating as
Caution.
it
We have a caution about 5 laps probably after it should have come out. I'm assuming this is for debris.
brakes didn't want us to hang around that long.
With it being a brake issue as the root cause, do you think your teammate Tyler Reddick should be concerned?
Race your own race. Don't worry about the things you can't control about.
And while they were talking there, you saw caution flag is out 4 times today.
There's debris everywhere. You can see it. Remember when I said that should have been a caution? Well, it's finally a caution. Hey, Caden, it's a caution. A few laps later, there it is, and the 21's already been on pit road, and Briscoe as well.
Concerning because this front straightaway, these drivers use all of it, right? Breaking track, 3 or 4 wide, way down the racetrack. So probably in a situation where there's not much choice but to err on the side of safety.
You saw the 21 and the 19 both had hit pit road under green. I just bring that up because, we continue to talk about you got to keep coaching, right? All the way through, you got to keep crew chiefing. Well, there's a lot going on out there. Nearly impossible to follow everyone's strategy and everyone's story. But the 19 and the 21 said, hey, we might be able to just buy a free pit stop here. We can pit. The caution comes out. We'll pull back up to the field. Exactly what happens. So just always try to take advantage everywhere you can.
You always want to have options, and options create opportunities in a race like this. Bowman's led 15 laps. Hamlin's led the most laps today, 32 up front, won the opening stage. 17 to go stage 2 as
Jeff Gluck sarcastically said, and now there's a caution.
Busy once again.
5 laps later. A lot of cars pitting, number of them staying out, but a lot more pitting than staying out, it looks like.
Including leader Alex Bowman. He was just shearing the right rear, needed a little bit more lateral stability. They will make a slight adjustment on that race car. As you can see the crew to the right side. Fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for Alex Bowman.
Chris Buescher, Joey Logano coming down pit road here. 17 to go in the stage. So obviously this will get everyone to the end of the stage here and also gets them in a window to maybe split the rest of the 82 laps in half. Buescher said the car really good and much more manageable in traffic. And also Joey Logano said his car just got better the longer they ran. Denny Hamlin on pit road as well. Said his car just a little bit too free. And look at that drag race. 3 wide off pit road.
Denny Hamlin again comes off like fucking 8 or 9 cars deep in the lineup off pit road.
You can run.
Yeah, better late than never. We wanted them brake rotor pieces to lay out there and get nice and hot for a minute. Looks like old Hosefar and Stankhouse stayed out, and they're on the front row together. And there was a few cars that had already pitted under that run. I see Briscoe and Barry there, and Austin Dillon. Coming to the halfway point of this race. Still got a good 2 hours and 45 minutes of daylight left, so we're good on the getting the race in front. Most exciting. Remember, I put a $15 bet on Kyle Larson to win $150. I hope the strategy works out where we're going to have a chance at least. Figure I'd throw more money away this week. If Denny Hamlin wins this race like we expect, he'll have earned it because the strategy stuff's just fucking crazy. They keep getting shuffled further and further back every damn time. Stenhouse the leader, but Hocevar gets a little better push from Briscoe. Good push from Briscoe. The 77's going to be long gone here into turn one, and Stenhouse is stuck fighting for second, and Hocevar pushes up, and here comes Briscoe, who was my dark horse today. Hard to say he's a dark horse in a Gibbs car, qualified top 10, but I said I like Briscoe. I thought about putting a bet on him, but he had better odds than Larson, oddly enough. Speaking of Larson, he's fucking 3 wide back there. Jeez. Made the pass. The old 77, you better be real careful where you are right now. 77 let the 47 go. What a great first lap for Briscoe. Walked into the lead here. NASCAR made that decision real easy for fucking Josh Berry's team and Briscoe's team because it was obvious there was going to have to be a damn caution. I don't know why they waited 5 laps to do it, but I would have been saying, fuck yeah, pit. They're not throwing the caution yet, pit. You know they're going to have to throw one. Chastain diving under Larson into the tunnel turn. Larson is door to door with Denny Hamlin. Well, was. Hamlin cleared him down the short chute. Hamlin goes way wide around Austin Dillon there, and Larson takes him 3 wide, and they both pass the 3. And Hamlin almost hit the wall. He might have bumped the wall, but Larson got in front of Denny. That's kind of the race within the race, in my opinion. We know the 11's got the best car, and Larson's on his same strategy and just got in front of him. Was a great move. Oh, wow. Did Larson just send Chastain out of the way into the tunnel turn? Oh, we got a wreck in the back. Kyle Busch, Shane Vangisbergen, Christopher Bell, Ty Dillon, Todd Gilliland. They're still wrecking. I don't see a lot of damage on most of these cars. Caution came out right as Hamlin was about to pass Larson, so I'm grateful for that. Ty Dillon's beached, I think, on the rear tires down. If you look at how up off the ground the front end is, I think the 10's stuck. The rear diffuser's all the way on the ground. Vangisbergen and Kyle Busch made it to pit road. They don't look like they have much damage. What happened? Did Kyle Busch wash again? He sure did. Kyle Busch inside of Zane Smith spun out, and then everybody behind him just had to react. Come on, man. This happened way in the back.
What happens is this race gets closer and closer to the finish line. Everybody stops giving as much. They start taking more. Kyle Busch knows he wants to take that position. He's going to force that pass.
Well, it's a good thing Vangersbergen's in the playoffs. Ooh, Reddick just barely missed nailing the 8 car. Good for him. Pocono just always has this weird energy to it. Hell, Reddick's going to the garage. He was in the back and missed that wreck, but he just pulled in the garage for some reason. He hasn't won a race yet this year, so that's not good. Kyle Busch never winning again. I'm saying it now. I'm calling it now. Kyle Busch ain't ever going to win again. Not in Cup, anyway. The leaving Joe Gibbs Racing and the transition to this current race car just haven't suited him, and bro's washed. Brother is washed. They're looking under the right front of the 45 in the garage.
Getting this fuel in, they know it won't take too much fuel this time, so they are not going to wait on that. Once they get 4 tires on, they'll take off, Marty.
Austin Dillon gives up 14th. Trevor and Richard Boswell's crew chief told him, hey, this strategy is worth a gamble at least. And splitting this in half, 75 to go, they can make it to the end. But there's a whole host of teams that may out Adam, so they'll be behind all those cars when they restart.
The give and take of having some fuel and some track position. We'll follow up on Tyler Reddick when we return to the Pocono.
Doing work on the splitter on Bell's car. Pancakes. Pancakes. It's booming. Oh, Amazon Prime, I'll miss you till next season. It's been a magical month or so of watching these broadcasts. I watched pre-race today during a rain delay. I watched pre-race, and then they started showing the Earnhardt documentary. So I sat there and played Heat 5 on my computer while they played the Earnhardt documentary.
Make sure you check out Prime's exclusive in-race features during today's broadcast by clicking down on your remote. It's the easiest way to catch up on race highlights and flag changes as they happen.
Brad doing a nice job of cooling this race car. You see 107 degrees right here. That's actually, we've seen 130, 140.
I think the average is around 120 something. That's very comfortable.
I've never rode in one at 107, so I'm not going to.
I like where Brad has his little rear view camera at. Eight to go for stage one. I think Hocevar just pitted to get away from the 47 for a while. Briscoe is the leader. Bowman the first to jump 3 wide. I hate seeing Larson just stuck on that inside there. Ooh, Busher washed up almost into Denny Hamlin, and that opened the door for Larson. Got a drag race for the lead with the 47 and the 19, but neither one of them's relevant, really. Well, the 19's a little relevant. Briscoe clears into 3. Josh Berry ripping around the outside. Holy hell. Fast off that corner was Josh Berry. Just barely. Good God! Allmendinger just clobbered the wall off of 3. On the right rear. There was a lot of cars there that almost ate shit, but Allmendinger hit pretty hard. Stenhouse just sliding up the damn track. 3 wide for second. William Byron's going to wind up coming out on top in this. He goes with the Ford. Ooh. Barry gets by the 47. And now Keselowski gets passed by Elliott. Denny Hamlin creeping back into a good position here. These guys are racing hard. You got to make the most of every restart, especially because stage 3's coming. You're not guaranteed any more restarts. You're going to probably get strung out and just run where you are for most of the third stage. Look at that nice wide shot where we can see more cars. The jump scare of Almendinger hitting the outside wall off a three. Gives you wings. Sorry, I saw the rear end of Vangus Bergen's car and it says gives you wings. Excuse me? Larson. Let's not throw my money away just yet. We got a long way to go here. Hamlin around the outside for fifth. Kozlowski's coming to pit road with four to go here, flipping the stage. Luckily for him, pit road was open this time. Have I ever had it lag right after the Wi-Fi is booming? Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, Austin Dillon flipping the stage as well. Wow, fucking Josh Berry drove deep into three there. Two to go, and pit road's closed. Hocevar is 11th now. The hell's Larson doing? Swinging wide to get by that 47. One to go here. And Hocevar is passing Stenhouse again. Logano got to the 47s inside, so that'll keep the 77 from being at risk here. Bowman goes 3 wide on him. Chase Briscoe wins stage 2. An eventful stage 2. Running order all over the place. I can't make head nor tails of it. I just know that Elliott's got a great car, Byron's got a great car, and Hamlin and Larson are really good too. Hamlin being the best. And I guess we can't count out Hocevar. Somebody shared a picture of Concord Speedway from back in the day, and it said, spending some rain delay time lamenting the loss of the trickiest triangle. And this guy said, Levi Strauss Speedway from NASCAR 2005 on the PS2. It's like, yes, exactly. That's what that track was based on. I hate that goddamn track. I suck at that track. I think IRP and Levi Strauss are like my worst tracks in NASCAR 2005.
Yeah, all the leaders will take it. And I'll go from here. The question is, do you want more fuel on board that could shorten that final pit stop, Trevor?
Yeah, Steve, that's exactly the reason the 24 is hitting pit road now. They've got
I'm honestly surprised to see Byron pit here, but they want to fill it up and have to wait a little less on gas at the end.
as you see the 47
This can still swing a lot of different directions here.
Junior last stop on lap 47. They strung in together to get to the end of the stage, hoping for stage points. Did not net out. They finished that stage in 13th. Ricky said it just was not turning, Marty.
Kim Daniel Suarez has been hanging in the top 15 today, been struggling with the vibration, especially when he has to turn the car to the right. But Steve, to your point, Matt Swiderski told Suarez this will make our next stop shorter. That's why we're pitting now.
So shorter, but the question is, it's going to be 2-3-ish seconds shorter. If that's under yellow, it could be a lot. If it's under green, do these guys get close enough to the front to take advantage of those 3 seconds? 63 to go. We'll just have to see where the cautions fall.
The games are being played as we get ready for the final stage. Here's Danielle, Carl, and Cole.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe's first stage win with Joe Gibbs Racing. Interesting to see, guys. He only came in 39 points above the cut. He was one of those on the bubble who has yet to win this season, already scored 17 stage points. So a great day so far for Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, a great day for Chase Briscoe, but Latar just described, really what's happening here is they're setting up for that last pit stop. So the guys that have to spend more time putting fuel in, man, they just got to hope for things to fall their way. It's a strategy game right now. Fortunately, we've got 2 great crew chiefs up there in the booth to describe it to us.
Absolutely. With Dale Jr. and Steve Latar laying it out for all of us, it's been hard for me to follow as well because you don't really know who is set up the best for that least amount of time on pit road for the last stop. What's impressive to me, though, is Hocevar's ability to drive back through the field. I think they're in a pretty good fuel spot. The 77 man is strong today, but I would love to see Chase Briscoe try to clear her out again.
Yeah, you read my mind about that restart. Hocevar passed something like 13 or 14 cars in a lap. So restart takes care of strategy in a number of ways.
We had 4 cautions at stage 2 here at Pocono. That's the most ever in the next gen era, or ties the record, Adam. So we'll see what the final stage brings us. No shortage of action happening this afternoon.
No question, a lot still to come here. Thank you, Danielle. And now, time for our Napa know-how moment.
Well, I keep talking about fuel load, right? And I call it the fuel tax because you can kick it down the road just like your taxes, keep it firm. But at some point, you're going to pay Uncle Sam. Well, some point, you're going to pay the fuel tax, which means you have to get fuel in the car. Did you do it now? Or will you have to have a longer final stop and do it then?
And if the restarts get more points toward the end of the race, the best opportunity to get that track position that you need as a driver is to be aggressive when they happen. So, make as much, hay as you can when the restarts happen down into turn 1. And then also, we've seen a lot of brake issues. Who's managing those temperatures? Who's keeping those issues from being a problem for them today? You know that a lot of the drivers are definitely aware of some of the brake issues some of these teams are having.
We'll update on this 45 at 23:11 really quick. 35:23. Rotors brake, flat tires out of the race. The 45 inspects theirs. They go to the garage. They make repairs, make some brake changes. They must have felt that they were having the same sort of situation. They lose 2 laps. I only say that because they're the only car laps down. A quick yellow, get a free pass. Another quick yellow, go back to the left tail. You and I talked about this. Is fairly Formula 1-esque. We don't see a lot of, I don't always use the word perfect, but running race cars get pulled off the racetrack to make a mechanical repair. But these long yellows, really a great plan. If this 45 finishes and gets back on the lead lap, heads up to this 45 team. Kim?
Yeah, and you mentioned they saw something they didn't.
They don't want him to shred a brake rotor halfway or 3/4 of the way down the front stretch and go into turn 1 and see God. So I see why they pulled in.
Rotors were not cracked, the ones that they took off. So they just saw something that indicated it was going the direction that his teammate Bubba Wallace had, but confirmation of no cracks on the rotors.
There's just a lot of adjustments, guys, with brake cooling, and also you can do some stuff internally to the rotor by limiting how much air goes through the veins. No telling what the 2311 had, but they obviously know what the other 2 cars had and decided to make this change.
It's unprecedented for them to come to pit road or to the garage actually and make some adjustments to that car. But we watch the choose here. Go take it to the top of the racetrack.
Briscoe, Barry, Elliott, Busher, Hamlin, and Cindric.
And second row, Busher and Chase Elliott.
Kyle Larson and Joey Logano look like.
Busher in the outside line is sort of forced to follow this 19, push the 19. He cannot move left or right. But the 9 car, Chase Elliott, can decide if he wants to go 3 wide or stay committed to that 21 of Barry. Trevor.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe last time, guys, took the inside road thinking he could get a good push from the 24, but he almost gave the lead up to the 47, who had 25 more laps on his tires. This time, with Barry being on similar laps, he felt like the outside was his best chance to defend. He's hoping for a good push from that second row, like you guys mentioned.
Yeah, when you pick that outside line, you kind of box in the car behind you. He has no choice. If he can get connected to that rear bumper, you're going to be in good shape heading off down into turn 1. It's much more difficult, I think, for the inside line to get organized, get connected, stay together, and stay committed. It's so tempting for the following car to pull out and go around the lead car and take everybody 3 wide.
Yeah, I think that's fascinating on what we're going to see at the front of the field, or further back in the field. What do these cars need? Well, right here, this row. Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, they stopped right before the stage. So that fuel tax I mentioned, they have about 15 laps more fuel on board. Why that matters is the final pit stop will be shorter. And further back on board with William Byron, hit it at the stage, so he has the most fuel load. He's all the way back at 23rd. For this strategy to pay off for any of those cars, this restart has to work. They have to go forward. They have to be close enough to have that short pit stop pay dividends.
Want to pay off, Christopher Bell gets the free pass on this, our 6th caution of the afternoon.
He's got one damage to the splitter with 3 cars.
It's a lot of cautions.
A lot of spots for the rest of the day. Here we go.
Final stage of Pocono, 60 to go. Outside lane, Briscoe, Barry to his left.
Maybe I should have bet on Briscoe.
Good organization and connection by both lines.
The outside line is rolling.
They got 3 cars together. Denny Hamlin, the 3rd car, makes the difference.
Briscoe dives out front. Busher
Hamlin getting held up behind the 17. Chase has a little more of a space open in front of him.
Hamlin and Busher starting to reestablish that track position. Started on the front row today, so good early.
I was wondering when we would see them back to the front of the field. They were controlling.
They're at the front of the field at the right time. Denny flew around the outside of Barry for 3rd. Barry looked like he was standing still.
Top 3.
Chase got by him as well. I think Chase is the underrated one here. Kind of overlooking Chris Buescher and Chase Elliott.
Aggression not a problem here.
Yeah. I thought Joey was going to wall Hocevar there. Wasn't a surprise to me.
What the 477 driver has done for mistakes, but what cannot be denied is raw talent to find speed and speed in traffic. Very impressive out of that 77.
He'll go anywhere on the racetrack to do it. Top of 3. It's an opportunity. A lot of grip up there in that 2nd, 3rd groove. Down the back straightaway here. Bubba trying to find a way around this 22. Kind of forced to push him. As Logano throws the block.
A lot of give and take from Bowman today. 13th right now.
Hocevar still on the outside.
Yee. Oh, we got some cars stacking up out of 2, it looked like. Big clusterfuck at the back of the pack. The very back, I mean.
Last week in Mexico City, this driver 6th.
Briscoe, Buescher, and Hamlin. Chase Elliott 4th.
Being chased down by the 17 of Busher. Busher would love to get this pass made. He doesn't want to get caught up in the dirty area, but then behind the 19 and allow Denny Hamlin to be able to get up there and challenge him for position. I would say that Busher's sitting here thinking, look, this race is between me and the 11. Keep that 11 behind you. Take this spot from the 19 as soon as you can.
I wish Blaney and Barry would figure their shit out so my race bet can get through here.
From a speeding penalty, 12 car back in the top 5, won this race last year, and here comes Larson in the 5.
Yeah, Barry had a terrible turn right there. No speed off the corner. He's going to try to stay out.
Whoa, Larson, hang on.
Racetrack, here comes Cindric to the inside.
Good grief, bro.
Cindric said, thank you very much.
Cindric passed Larson and Barry because of that. I'm doomed.
Line job right there. Barry was going to stay on his outside. Marty.
Junior, just to remind everyone at home, this is twice now for Ryan Blaney through the field in the 30s into the top 5.
I wish Larson's car was just consistently good.
Pitting as soon as the
Barry just run him up the hill out of one. I don't really blame him. I don't think this is going to end well. I thank God for Ross Chastain there. Chastain gave Larson a push at the end of the Long Pond straightaway that sent him off into two and around the 21. So shout out to my man Ross because the 21 and the 5 were getting really testy with each other. Priest ain't gonna like that one. Whoa, Brad, 3 wide. And Eric Jones is going to follow him through. He was going to try anyway. Nope. 43 about walled the 22. Almost. There's been a lot of close calls off of turn 3 today. A lot. Busher all over the 19 trying to get this lead, knowing Hamlin's right behind him. Got a replay of something. That was that clusterfuck we just missed. Poor William Byron. Yeah, he's got more gas than everybody he was racing, but the trouble is he's nowhere near them to race them now. He's all the way in the very back. I mean the very back. Should have bet on Briscoe, man. I knew it. I said that to Anthony when he got here. I was like, I like Chase Briscoe today, man, but I'm betting on Larson. It's not a shoe-in Briscoe's going to win. He's just in a better position than Larson is, running 7th, 5 seconds behind. Interesting, Briscoe and Busher have not won this year. I boldly said I kind of think we'll get a repeat winner today. But these two here are trying to prove me wrong. Briscoe, Busher, Hamlin, Elliott, Blaney coming to 50 to go. Pancakes. Just kidding. We're under 50 to go. God, it's so hard to pass that leader. It's hard to pass in general, but you see in traffic things happen. Everybody's on top of each other. These top five get kind of strung out, and you spend all that time running them down, but it's hard to pass the one car out front here. It's not like when you're all in dirty air and it's equaled out.
Pocono now leads today's President's Bank. Ones to watch. Dale, who you got?
I'm going to pick Ryan Blaney. Last several laps on the racetrack, one of the top two cars. Came from a speeding penalty that happened earlier in the race, able to drive himself into the top five. Two-time winner here, including this race last year.
I'm going to take that driver we see right up the hood of Ryan Blaney. That's the 9 of Chase Elliott. I think what was lost with SVG's dominating performance last week was Chase Elliott driving into the podium from outside the top 10 in that final run. This 9 has speed again. He has pulled it off here at Pocono. Maybe today's the day, hanging around in the 4th spot.
Brad Keselowski trying to end a winless streak of 39 races, put himself in the playoffs. He had that miscue, lap 58, coming down pit road when it was closed. He stayed positive on the radio, coached up his group. He said it will come to us, and it has. They're on the plus side of it. When you look at fuel mileage, he's running ninth right now and thinking about career win number 2 here.
Pocono's so big, it makes these cars look tiny.
Fuel window to around 40, maybe 41, depending on pace. We've heard Barney mention a few
We're
times
about 6 or so laps away from the fuel window.
because if the caution comes out, anybody who still has to pit, you would cycle in front of. I think we're still outside the window at 47 to go. 44, somebody may get.
We talk about this 70 car being faster than a 19 and him being stuck behind the 19 in dirty air. That doesn't mean that Briscoe is really slow. He run the second fastest lap.
Briscoe's got the lead, so he can pace himself. He knows he can just air block and probably hold on to it as long as he doesn't make any mistakes.
Just really struggling to be able to put the runs together.
Bad turn 3 there. He bobbled a bit, but I don't think anything's going to come of it.
That says, hey, Busher, if you push it down the straightaway and you can offset the corner and push it down the straightaway, we'll run faster together and just try to gap the cars behind us because they know that Brad and a couple guys back here are going to have shorter pit stops. I'm sure he would take the lead if he could, but it's not too
Blaney trying to pass Elliott for 4th.
Here's your ones to watch. Blaney going right by my guy Chase.
Yeah, what do you know?
He's on top of the pit box. Nostradamus now.
I remember when Junior called Blaney's championship run about 6 months before the playoffs.
None of y'all were going to take Blaney.
Oh, wait, I just realized I said, when's the last time a Ford won Pocono? Last year, dumbass. I just realized I said that early in the race. Good thing nobody watches my streams anymore. I'm slipping these days. Blaney won Pocono last year, but it was such a forgettable race, I kind of just forgot about it. But what I'm saying is, Ford wins at Pocono were very spaced out. Blaney 2017, Harvick 2020, Blaney last year. That's like three in a decade plus. That race was pretty forgettable last year.
Junior, we're celebrating the success of Joe Gibbs Racing, and rightfully so. Been so good here today, leading laps, winning stages, got the pole and all of that. But let's go to RFK Racing. Told the story of Brad Keselowski. We know how good Chris Buescher has been. Ryan Preece has now entered the top 10, so all three of their Fords in the top 10. I go back a couple of weeks at Michigan, they were all three in the top 10. First time they had done that since 2016, so they are starting to find the sweet spot when it comes to speed here as we head down the stretch of the regular season.
Yeah, it's time to recognize that for sure. They've struggled this year.
All three RFK cars are in the top 10.
Yeah, I've been really impressed statistically.
All three. And Buscher's fighting for a win right now.
People, it's a third car. No other way to look at it. And they're going to be probably, getting some of the third best parts and pieces at times, if not all the time. And they have found a way to make that car competitive.
Damn, Austin Dillon's 14. How's Austin Dillon doing better than Kyle Busch?
Exchanging positions here. They're inside the top 15. Nice effort there. Dillon up to 14th as he makes the pass.
He's one of those drivers that flipped stage two for some track position.
And I'm telling you guys, you're one of these pit crew members. This is the moment you're living for, right? You see a pit window is open. This is the leading edge of it. I don't know if this is a comfortable spot. Well, there you go.
Austin Cindric pits.
Time. Here I go. I'm gonna get fresh tires right.
Josh Berry pits. Right on the edge of the fuel window. You got to get it slam full to make it from here. Pretty good stop for Cindric, despite having to wait on gas. Alex Bowman's pitting. Waiting on fuel a long time on the 21.
I think you have no choice. As soon as you think you can make it, you have to come. You can.
And here comes Briscoe, the leader.
There you go, leader. Briscoe, hard left here.
Just barely made it to pit road.
Have to counter next time by.
Kyle Larson, my race bet. Boy, I'd love a caution here in a minute. I'd love a caution here anytime now. A caution anytime now would be fantastic. Preferably before the 17, the 11, and the 9 pit. Fast stop for Larson. I hope they got it full.
Unbelievably fast stop for that 19 car. I'm going to say I hope they have enough.
And the same for Briscoe. Letarte just pointed out Briscoe had a really fast stop. Briscoe and Larson stops were so fast, I'm kind of concerned. Hamlin and Elliott pitted this time. About a lap and a half later. It's amazing everybody pitting so early in the window, but it makes sense. You want to pit. Yeah, so if a caution comes out, you just roll back around to be in front of all the guys that didn't pit. Decent stop for Chase. Ross waiting a long time on gas. Ryan Blaney's still on track as the leader. I keep hoping everybody in front of Larson will have a really bad stop. Briscoe's going to be the leader here with a pretty nice lead. Oh, what could have been, Dale? What could have been? Denny Hamlin into second. Busher falls to third in this cycle. Briscoe's lead is so big, there's no way they get him. Shaping up to be a long run. Boy, I'd like to be out front like Briscoe is right now. Yeah, the 11, they nailed and landed the strategy perfectly. It's just they're in second, so they got some work to do. I hope Briscoe runs out of gas. Who's going to be the next car to blow a brake rotor? Bring out that late caution that sends this race into a shit show. Blaney has pitted. 36 to go. Caution! Shane Vangisbergen just spun out off a turn two. It looked like a turn two. Well, that just shit all over Brad Keselowski's race. Where's the 12 going to wind up? At least he was already on pit road. Boy, if something bad can happen to Brad Keselowski, I can pretty much guarantee it's going to happen. You could see his reaction in the car. He's right every damn time this year for them. Sorry, BK. Oh, their race is fucked now. Right. Well, I was out of turn one. Backed it into the wall a little bit there. Hello, EO. Little EO. They just told Chase Briscoe they're fucked on fuel. They didn't get the 19 full. James Small told him. So I guess I'm glad I didn't bet on the 19. Although this caution helps. I wonder if they can save and just barely get to the end or if they're just completely fucked on fuel because their stop was really fast.
Pocono today, 34 to go. Do a little drafting next weekend, Friday. On CW qualifying for Cup teams Friday, Saturday night race.
Boring Atlanta Xfinity race on Friday night.
Over to TNT. Truck Series racing Saturday afternoon at Lime Rock on FS1.
I tell you what, the guys and the girls, the men and the women down in the race, down in the trucks, they're finding replays, they're digging through radios. Well, check this out, listen into the 19.
Tell Briscoe, safe fuel, safe fuel, safe fuel. We are fucked on fuel.
All right, so there you have it. They are not good on fuel. So we talked about the time. 19 on the left, 11 comes in. Remember, we showed the pit stop times. This isn't old school. This isn't slow pit stops. It's all about the two guys with the dump cans. Both right sides look good. They come to the left. Now watch the difference. The 19 is going to drop to Jack, and he goes. 11. Wait. The fueler shakes his head. 2.5, 3 seconds worth of fuel. That's the whole situation. Execution, communication, frustration. You see the body language.
Save gas.
Communicated. If Chase didn't understand what the signal was supposed to be for Chase, obviously though they are not good on fuel. 2.5 seconds should be like 3 gallons. That's like 6 laps. I mean, you see the difference, right? I mean, 11-0 to a 13-3. That's the whole difference. James Small and Chase Briscoe have had so much speed. He told Carl and Corey on the stage, we just have to execute.
Denny Hamlin's stop was about 2 seconds longer than Briscoe because they waited on gas. And yeah, I hate it for Brad. I do hate it for Brad. At least my race bet didn't get killed by this fucking deal. It helped him. Usually my race bet's the one that gets fucked over by these situations.
Yeah, 6 car, Gary Bolton saying we're just gonna have to eat it here. They debated staying out. They could have gone to lap 138, but they felt like the rest was too great here to try to catch a caution.
There's Kyle Busch still chugging along.
And we got they're just going to have to eat it. It never disappoints. We return to the
I'll be right back. It's about to get good, I think. Man, did I miss pancakes while I was gone? Pancakes.
NASCAR Cup Series at Pocono, presented by Dish. Here's Trevor.
Brad Keselowski and Jeremy Bullins had a debate about the strategy to take there. Ultimately, Brad Keselowski wanted to stay out a little bit longer. Take a listen to the radio here.
Fifth this time, Brad. Fifth this time. Fifth this time. Copy this time. Put your pace. No pressure here. Tear off, please. You sure I can go longer, Jeremy?
Brad looked meditative there.
Maybe give me one more.
One more lap Brad asked for. That was one too many. Junior, you're a crew chief now, you know, so do you ever
Crew Chief Dale Jr.
calls?
I never went against Steve's calls. Ever. This guy was the best crew chief on the pit box, best strategist I knew. I certainly wasn't going to have any better ideas than he did, but and that's a tough one. Sometimes you feel like you think you've got a better idea or you know better, and it's Brad also being an owner is in a position of a little more authority to be able to help make those kind of calls. He's got a lot of experience, years in this sport. Sometimes those things pay off, and you look like a hero.
Here's Chase Briscoe, 19 radio.
Stay right now. Nothing changes. Just focus on restart, getting the lead, and what will be is what will be. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to grab that from out loud.
What, the 19 team still shits the bed on their strategy? Maybe they'll get enough cautions to save them. I wish Larson would quit picking the inside line. Yeah, that caution was a good thing for them. It's their only chance at making it to the end is to get a caution, maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. Blaney gets to start on the outside. That's nice. Hell, the trouble's probably going to come 15th on back. The leaders will probably sort shit out by the time they get to 2. It's the fucking back half of the field you got to watch here for some stupid shit. We could be here a while. Sunset's not till 8:38, and it's 9 minutes after 7 now. And remember, sunset's at 8:38. I don't think the sun's actually down until about 15 minutes after that. We got the time today. And I'm watching my race bet just be on the inside with no goddamn momentum whatsoever. A little better momentum than they usually get. Busher washed up. Come on, Larson. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there, Larson. 3 wide. Hamlin side by side with Blaney for second. Chase is going to get a push down the back here from Nemechek, though, and that's going to fucking screw us. Larson going to dive into the tunnel turn here on the inside of Busher. Come on, Busher, get tight behind that fucking 42. Damn it. Just getting pinned on that fucking inside and can't go nowhere. All damn day. When I saw Busher slide up the track into Elliott, I thought Larson would get both of them. Hell, yeah, he's getting past. Damn you, Carl Edwards. I took your advice. Okay, Larson got away from the clusterfuck behind, and we settled back into about 7th or 8th, where he's been pretty much the whole race when they've been doing well. Really loose. Damn, Carson. Yee. Lost about 5 spots in one corner. They're still saying Briscoe's short even after the caution, so that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I guarantee you the 11 crew's watching the data on the 19 to see if he starts trying to save. Larson having to earn some spots back. He keeps getting put on that damn inside. I wish he'd have just picked the damn outside. He'd probably be like 5th right now if he picked the outside. John Hunter Nematode's going to fuck around and win a race one of these days if they keep running top 10 like this. You just never know. As tight as the field is. Now they're telling the 42 he's barely able to make it. Hamlin is right there on the 19. Hamlin going to the outside, trying to keep it in clean air. Just, man, it didn't stick there. Now Hamlin's going to be vulnerable to Blaney here. I thought Denny might have a shot at him that last lap, but Briscoe heated up again. This top 4 is starting to tighten up here. Hamlin creeps in again at the end of the front stretch, but look at that damn dirty air. The damn dirty air, man. Every time Hamlin gets close and gets tight and falls back, Blaney gets that much closer. And then that rubber band's back to Chase because they all just keep getting tight in each other's air. Hamlin's having to take his hand off the wheel to block the glare. We did not expect to still be racing at this time of day, and that sunlight's just a killer now going off into turn two. Very distracting. It's like he's racing in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium at 5:30 in the evening.
What Briscoe's trying to do was save gas and hold off a 7-time Pocono winner for 22 more laps.
You just think about everything that's on the line here. These drivers inside the top five, maybe back through the top 10. I would say even more aggressive here,
At least that corner.
in allowing, lifting much sooner, completely out of the gas.
If Denny can get within a couple car lengths even in the middle of the corner, you'll be able to defend. Look how he has it all stacked up. Right, I mean, that's just because he's kind of little off the field.
I wish they were stacked up all the way back to 7 so I'd have a chance to win some money, but hey ho.
21 laps to go. That's an eternity.
Hamlin running a little different line in turn 3,
Getting close.
and Blaney's creeping in. I don't like it.
A little bit concerning for Denny, and we heard about Denny's balance issues later in the run. The run previous, have they got those fixed? Does he have the turn in this car that he needs? Yeah, the 12 car's right there. A little traffic coming out on the racetrack might cause him not to be able to use this lower line or do anything about proximity to the 11.
Is that the 35? Oh, it's the 45. It's Reddick in front of him.
What Ryan Blaney is going through right now. This is the first time he's had this much clean air all day long. Remember, he's come through the field twice, and he just told Tim Pino a moment ago, we're better in turn one than we've been all day long. The tunnel turn two, which Ryan Blaney will tell you, that's the corner they kind of give up here at Pocono. That's where they're struggling the most.
Yeah, this is the most important corner down here. Marty, turn 3, it opens up onto this small straightaway.
20 laps to go.
You run down this straightaway carrying so much speed and close the gap. Put yourself in a position to battle. And man, I'm not sure Denny Hamlin has the car that
I was just going to say what Junior said. I don't think Denny's got the car to make this happen. I think Blaney could if he can get by Denny, but I don't think Denny has it now.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Shows you how much can change over the course of a 400-mile race, because early on it's like, man, Denny Hamlin's going to kill everybody today. And most of the day, Denny's been the best car in traffic. They got set back over and over and over, and here he is running second because he's picked his way through the field a couple of times to keep them in the hunt. But passing that damn lead car is a whole other deal. You could put almost anybody in the position that Briscoe's in right now, and they could probably hang on and defend and have a strong shot at winning.
They kind of felt like this length of run would fit the bill for the 9 team, but right now, coming off that third in Mexico City, as Steve mentioned, one of the most impressive cars coming up through the field late in that race, right now looking at back-to-back top fives.
And I said it earlier, but an incredible finish last year for that race team. Unbelievable rally to finish it after they had a speeding penalty. This team just knocking on the door, chipping away as they think about their first win of 2025. When you look at the top 5 drivers, only one does not have a victory under their belt here at Pocono. And it's the man leading this race, Chase Briscoe, first year at Joe Gibbs Racing.
Tell you what, Briscoe is doing an amazing job. Dale, you talk about rolling out the throttle early, lifting and not using any brake. Let's look at his system right here. I was looking at the miles per gallon. He's up to almost 5.4 miles per gallon versus like a 4.7, 4.8. There you go, 5.3 right now. Just lifting, coasting off into the corner. That's the best mileage of anyone by a very big chunk. Marty.
I'd like to see Larson get to 5th and catch a caution, but that ain't happening. The best he can do is 6th. Yeah, Trevor Bates said Briscoe's trying to save, but he's backing up his entry and actually running faster laps. Oh, it's funny. Denny's fastest car on track now. Denny picked it up again. Remember, it looked like Blaney was going to get by him. Denny is catching the 19 again and driving away from Blaney.
Denny's not really pressuring him. This is a really nice lead he's got right here. So
Briscoe's doing as good a job as anybody could do in this situation, I think.
car to push him, right? You see like how Chase dumps the throttle, right? He's doing everything he needs to do. The 11's just not being able to mount a charge. Let's listen into the 19 with an
Just
update.
next generation at Pocono, you just where you at?
Negative flip to a positive. A glimmer of hope. That light at the end of the tunnel is no longer a train. Now it's victory lane. If you could just somehow maintain this. Now I want you to hold off Denny Hamlin while saving gas.
This has NASCAR Thunder 2004 Lightning Challenge written all over it.
This is why Joe gets hired.
It's like that fucking Rockingham Lightning Challenge that everybody hates.
Said to our pre-race they have to execute. They tripped up with the fueling. Can they make it up by executing on the racetrack? A couple other things he can do. As you see right there through the tunnel turn, lifted in fifth gear. Oh, Denny downshift to fourth. Watch the telemetry.
Excuse me.
Center into fifth gear. Keeping the RPMs down. Just another notch in that belt for saving fuel. You know what burns gas? Throttle position.
I noticed that lap Denny gained on him again, though.
That's what calculates miles per gallon. So stay in that fifth gear, keeps that RPM lower.
You know, we're almost a year
Why do I feel like we're going to get another caution?
was announced to drive the 19. And you think about everything that he went through because of everything going away. It's Stuart Haas went on to win in the fall at Darlington. Such an emotional time for him to walk it off there. And he's had some really good moments early this season, but just couldn't find his way to the finish line where they had the car to beat. Started on the pole 4 different occasions, but here he is in position today. And when you look behind him, the 4 drivers in the top 5 have combined for 11 wins in 2009. Fuel and trying to hold off the best. This is incredible as we come to 13 to go.
And that radio you heard, the 11 heard as well. Right, so now Denny Hamlin's been told, Blaney's been told, Elliott's been told, look, they are saying they think they can make it. That's still to be determined over 20, over 30 odd miles, right? So this is basically, can Denny
Put the pressure on him, Denny. Come on.
19's driving away. You got to imagine at some point they can give him the go-ahead to start even more aggressive on saving, right? Yep. They told him to not change a thing, leave it as is. What does Denny have left in the tank? You'd imagine that he's not sitting back there waiting to make this pass or this charge late in the race. He would have done that already. Is there anything left for him to be able to push?
Talked about Denny off the top. Got his 3rd win of the year 2 weeks ago at Michigan. Stayed on last week. Missed the race in Mexico City for the birth of his son. Congratulations to his fiancee Jordan. Jameson arrived last week. Denny came back, and boy did he send a message to everybody. Winning the pole here yesterday, wins the opening stage today, and right now riding second behind his teammate, looking for his
Briscoe's checking out by a tenth or two every other lap. It's up to about 8/10 now.
Look at the stress on top of the pit box.
Tell him to save a little more going into turn 1 if he can.
That's the engineer, judging by my experience yesterday. That's the guy that's actually the one telling the crew chief, here's your fuel mileage. Here's what I think we can do. Here's how hard I think we can run. Here's how much we need to save. And he's got to be right. The pressure is on the crew chief, but all the individuals on top of that pit box have such a critical role. Well, let's just remember Denny's last win, you just pointed out, was at Michigan. The Byron led that until he ran out of gas. Dale, you and I were shocked at how many cars made it. Like, obviously, the information that these teams are getting is just so fine compared to what we used to have for some very coarse guessing years ago. So we will see if that same thing, pretty relaxed on the 11th. It's done at this point. Can he pass? It's the question, Trevor.
Yeah, James Small asking Chase to back up turn 1 a little bit more, but another thing you guys mentioned was the shifting for Chase. Now through the tunnel turn, he's leaving it in 5th gear, not giving up any time, skipping that downshift.
Yeah, that's a great way to save a little additional fuel. And he's shifting a little earlier into 5th gear off of turn 1, maybe down here on the front straightaway as well.
10 laps to go.
10 laps to go. It's the same gap, 6 tenths to 8 tenths, no less, no more. Trying to tell him to lift just that little bit more because Denny's not really closing the gap. It's been the same for a good while. Eight to go. Denny's a little closer now because they keep telling Briscoe, lift, lift, lift. Hamlin just under half a second now. Briscoe had an 8 tenths of a second lead a minute ago. Well, stay the fuck on him. The 11 team thinks Briscoe's half a lap short, probably. A caution would definitely save that for him. And then it would just be about executing a restart and planting it out front and air blocking. Denny's laid back for a while, cooled his shit down. Maybe he's got one more good run left in him, 7 to go. Wow, Denny's like there now. Holy hell, that was a good corner for Denny. Within 3 tenths now. Briscoe pretty good. Briscoe's been really solid through the tunnel turn. I think he's only vulnerable in turn one. Into turn one and off of turn one, I think Briscoe's a little vulnerable. Everywhere else, he's pretty even with Denny. Denny's got a good long run car. We are late in a long run. Don't you just love this fucking race car, though? Imagine how good this race could be if you could actually mount a charge, get to somebody's left rear without even touching them, and get them loose and, go race them. But you can't do that in these pieces of shit. 5 to go. There's turn one again, where the Briscoe's a little weaker, but like I said, everywhere else they're even, so it's not enough for Denny. Thanks for bringing that up. I can think of two good times where we run out of gas in races we should have won. Charlotte and Las Vegas. Hamlin again, within about 3/10 of him. But there's that fucking dirty air. See the difference there off of one. These three have driven away from Busher and Elliott behind them. So, a caution would have helped Briscoe make it for sure, but if a caution comes out now and the race goes to overtime, they'd probably be fucked. Denny had a really good turn 3 there. 3 to go. Denny had some clean air there through one that time. Boy, this is stressful. This is stressful. 2 to go. Their lap times are almost dead even. 53.87, 53.86. Hamlin not even close that time. Oh, I know. I was at the 2011 race when Junior was leading on the white flag fucking lap. And I was like, oh my God, it's the white flag lap at Charlotte and Junior's leading. 1 to go. 11 teams suspected he could be half a lap short. Hamlin's got nothing left. The way he lifted there made me think. Well, I could have won some money today if I went with my gut. Well, I did say Chase Briscoe's going to fuck around and win a race, and there it is. Chase Briscoe just won his first race for Gibbs. I could have won money. Chase Briskets. So much for being half a lap short. Oh, if only I had any balls with my race bets. If I'd have went all in on SVG last week and put a bet on Briscoe this week, like I said I was going to do, and then didn't. What the hell? That is one hell of a burnout. That is one hell of a burnout. That's a good one. That was a great burnout. JGR wins Pocono again. 18 wins with 7 different drivers at Pocono. Praise, I always make fun of Gibbs and McDowell for being dumbass Christians, but Briscoe's one too, so maybe I should start making Jesus jokes about him. That's my ass, bro. Stop. Put the hat on, please. Thank you. Everybody's furious about the fact that he could save gas and not even come close to giving up the lead, but that's just a product of this car. This guy said, was he driving a hybrid? Yeah, that car sucks ass. But Briscoe won the race fair and square. I'm not complaining about him. Good for him. I kind of told you this morning he was my guy to watch. We just got to tweak the aero, man. We just got to get that dirty air down. Like, come on. Surely there's a way. Arrangements can be made, you know. – 11 different winners now. Briscoe was already above the cut line. So it's not a playoff busting win. It just secures him in his position now because he was above the cut line. So. Sad that this is the last race on Prime. I'm going to, when my stream is over, I'm going to stay on here and watch this post race and just soak it all in. Oh, I could have won some money. And we get 5 more weeks of Junebug on TV, on TNT. And then we go back to Lee Diffie. Good for Briscoe. I like Chase Briscoe. He's really grown on me. I was kind of a hater. Not a hater, but, just didn't think much of him. Because I was like, oh, another guy who kicks ass in Xfinity and comes to Cup and looks like a fucking scrub. He made a lot of dumb mistakes. Cost himself a lot of chances to win, but I think he's really coming to his own. I think Darlington last year was the turning point for him. It all clicked to win that race with a dying race team. So, yeah, Briscoe belongs. I'm confidently going to say now that after 3 Cup wins on 3 very tough racetracks, Phoenix, Darlington, and Pocono, I would say he belongs. Couple of guys lately. I would say Briscoe and John Hunter Nemechek. I think John Hunter Nemechek is a real Cup driver now. I think Ryan Preece is a certified Cup driver. I know they've been in Cup forever. Nemechek's first year was 2020, and he was awful. But now I'm like, yeah, you're a Cup guy, like 100%. And Briscoe damn sure belongs because he can win. And I said at the start of the year he was going to win. Hell, I said today. I was like, hey, he's probably going to win. I like Briscoe today. And what do you know? Another one of them shoulda, woulda, coulda days for me and my wallet. Larson and the 5 team really let me down today. I know I was just complimenting the 42 and John Hunter Nemechek, but come on, we couldn't even get by the 42. The fuck? Austin Cindric, top 10 career season with a win already in the bank, and we're going to one of his best racetracks. Am I going to be dumb enough to bet again next week after taking 2 big L's back to back? Probably, because it's Atlanta. And I'll be there. It'll make it more fun because I'm going to be there. We're planning on going to Atlanta. I think Thursday when I get paid, I'm going to pull the trigger on the tickets. But I'm going to be smart and wait till I get paid Thursday.
He took a chance and he lost. That's why Brad Keselowski's a champion, because he's not afraid to take those swings.
Absolutely, and that's how tight the margins are too. The difference of pitting one lap or the next, right? It worked out for Ryan Blaney. Pitted 1 lap before him. He run 3rd. That could have been the tail of the 6th day. Well, it just didn't go his way.
Brad Keselowski has to settle for 9th. Chase Briscoe is now in the playoffs. First ever win for Joe Gibbs Racing. What a memorable moment this is for Coach Bass Pro. You mentioned Johnny Morris. And Carl, your former car number, the 19th.
Another race that certainly was compelling and had its moments, but ultimately was killed by the fucking race car that everybody has to drive. I'll see y'all later.